one?
She's singing. That's what I should.
All right, guys.
Hush, baby.
Could you also do me a favor and turn your mic down? It's picking everything up right through it. You guys talking?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to session number 27 of Unlikely Heroes. We are diving into it tonight. We've got the full crew here. We've got Beaufort, Doc, Ree, she who has been named, which we will find out shortly about, and of course the wonderful Gray. Remember that I do not pay attention to any of chats when we play these sessions. So if you have anything for me, just send it to me in Discord, send it to me through a message on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, doesn't matter, I'm on all of them. Yeah, we'll kind of jump into it headlong and see where the night takes us. We'll be playing from 7 o'clock tonight till about 10 p.m. And then, yeah, we'll go about our business from there. All right, guys. Here, oh, I see the snake-eating Dorito. All right, guys, I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, give me a second. I gotta refresh because Lucy is... He is just a picture of a skeleton holding me at gunpoint.
I remember that.
Love that picture.
Doesn't he also have the Hydra symbol on his forehead?
I'm pretty sure he does, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that beautiful mug.
I don't know about that, but I'm here.
Alright, I accept it. There's that
Mug.
eight at best charisma mug. No, I'm just kidding.
Shush, man, I got a 17.
There's that Ron Weasley looking self.
Alright.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, guys, so, yes, welcome. Session number 27. So, diving straight into it, we'll just go ahead and do our regular old recap. Followed by XP from last time, XP explanation, and then questions, and then we'll get into it. So, first and foremost, where we picked up last time, you guys had been talking the game before, the session before, outside of the stockades. You were kind of discussing, what you were going to do after this, how things were going to go down, yada yada. We picked up last session with just being at the precipice, at the cusp of the stockadees being removed from said stockade and put into their holding cells for the evening. This is the time when you guys knew it would be just the perfect moment to strike and take all of your anger and pent-up vengeance for a specific she who had not been named at that point out. And that you did. So a couple of you went to the church to figure out, what was going on with Meepo. The priest was pretty cordial as far as cordial is concerned, but he said, yo, look, I can't tell you where this thing is, but I'm going to tell you that he is in very good hands. He's protected, but I do not have possession of him anymore. And you guys were kind of like, oh shit, good thing that the hunter's not with us, because that'd be bad business. You guys all met back at the stockades where Gray continued to pelt She with rocks and rotten fruit.
I did not.
Sorry, you missed horribly, didn't you?
I don't think I threw one this time.
Oh, did you not?
No, not that session.
That's all right. He watched everybody else do it, and that's just as bad. Guilty by association, you poor beggar. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, only one that hurt me this time was Doc. I made careful note.
That is fair. So you guys went through the next couple of hours, and you formulated a plan. You were gonna wait until it got to the pitch dark point, and Doc was gonna somehow sneak up. Everybody else was gonna hide. Ree actually found like the perfect location for Goblin hideout, and holy shit, did she just nail it. You guys found that you were going to do a little code to know that the deed was done, and it's a good thing that you did do the code, because just as the cusp of darkness fell, Xavier emerged from his house, walked behind the stockades, did something. He didn't say anything. He didn't do anything fancy or flashy, but you saw, at least one of you saw his hands grow these silvery scales, and then this heavy fog began to pour out of the bottom of his robes, and he just walked nonchalantly past the stockades with this fog cloud in tow. It was at that point that Doc took the opportunity, snuck up to the stockades, and assassinated She. She then banged 4 times on the stockade floor like you guys had planned, and everybody ran up. 2 of you noticed that as you got up there, She had definitely been murdered, but murdered very quickly, as she was still in the process of bleeding out. However, the 2 of you did notice that the paladin looks like he had also been murdered, as he was laying and spitting blood from open wounds along his collarbone and throat. It was at that point that the fabulous Xavier appeared, and he snatched up the 5 of you, and he muttered an incantation, and as he did so, there was a flash of light, and you guys felt yourself spinning through space and time and appearing in a circle at your destination location, where you, at least a few of you, proceeded to, with hands down the funniest puke scene I have ever encountered in my D&D career, vomited all over nonstop for quite some time. It was honestly perfect. So at that point, you guys met with Archdruid Nightbreeze. Seemed like a pretty decent fellow. He seemed to be very truthful, very forthright with you about everything that had to do with his home. And he said, essentially, make yourselves at home. We're going to get this thing started. And that he did. He then performed a ritual of reincarnation where he wove a cocoon around the corpse of then She. And as the ritual completed, the cocoon was cut open, and you guys saw inside the, give or take, right around 3-foot tall body of a halfling woman who laid there completely nude. Definitely was a half-orc when she went in, but she did not come out as such. It was at that point that Archdruid Nightbreeze said, "What is her name?" And the lot of you started maybe internally panicking as Gray laughed hysterically to the point where he had thrown himself on the ground, I believe, and was cackling like a night
the
hag.
brooding half-orc turned into a stubby half-orc.
So it was at that point that Doc and Bofer both offered up names. The name that was discussed was Aurora Venari, and it was then written into flesh. Aurora Venari was born. It was at that point that Archdruid Nightbreeze pulled a wop dinger out and plunged his dagger into her chest, at which point you guys kind of were like, what the fuck was that? And he put a small white bead inside her chest and then sealed the wound closed. Didn't seem like it killed her, but it probably would have hurt if she was awake. So yeah, that's about the point where we left off. So we're going to go ahead and pick up right about there. Just for everybody's clarification, it is Tuesday, the 10th of Mugem, at about 10 o'clock in the morning. If I'm not mistaken, we'd actually gone through a full night's rest, right? Because I have that listed on my end. We
Yeah,
did
that was the plan.
Yeah, and we did the lockpick thing and stuff.
Yep, perfect. Okay, so it is 10 a.m. on Tuesday, the 10th of Mugem, and you guys are all coming to it about this point. So, well, actually, you've probably already been up for a little while. With that being said, Bofer, you are now down to a -2 on your attack saving throw and ability skill checks. XP, really quick, we'll touch XP. So, last session number 26, I gave you guys I gave you 500 points again for roleplay, because between the name thing and discussion about how the assassination was going to go down versus how it actually went down, you guys constantly boggle my mind. Also, we've done, I think, 4 weeks in a row now where it's just been nothing but social interaction, and you guys are just killing it. And then you did get 250 XP for the assassination because, well, that was a kill. So that brings, let's see here, excuse me, I have it written here as she, with a note to change it after we've announced the name. So, for the last time that we may hear she, 8,635 experience. Gray, 8,497 experience. And the rest of the party has 10,335 experience. Just so everybody knows, it's 14,000 experience to get to level 6. So we're approaching it pretty damn quickly.
You said 10,335?
Yes, sir. Okay, those are all the notes I had. Does anybody have any logistical questions, any follow-up questions, anything that we need to note before we dive into the thick of it?
Is the taste of the pie from yesterday that Doc bought us, the really bad one, still there?
Like, is it still in your mouth?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you didn't, like, you know, rinse your mouth out, sure, but, I mean, nobody really I mean, come on, we're adventurers. Nobody fucking brushes their teeth, right? So, I know at least 2 of you savages don't for sure, so...
Not even a little bit.
Little dire sinuous floss maybe now and then, but only if you've got meat stuck in it. Yeah, I mean, no, it's not really stuck in your mouth.
I do have Kat, how do you feel about the name?
Do you want my player perspective? Player-wise, New Hunt is, I mean, that's fantastic, and I love that it came from both directions. The Aurora New Waters, I was like, that's halfling-y. And then you hit with the, and I really liked the Aurora. I wasn't like, I was like, about the New Waters. And then you dropped Venari and like explained that. I was just like, well, damn. Okay, I like it.
She had no name.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, or like it a lot.
Very cool. Well, let's see how you actually feel about it. All right. Any other logistical questions? Okay, guys.
I can't ask my always question.
I know. You know what? It's so funny. I have a note. I literally have a forever note written here about the start of each session and going through with a medicine check. But you sleepy.
This is probably going to be the only time we don't hear it.
More than likely. Okay. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and pick up into it. Let me turn some tunes on here. Let's see. I think we were listening to the... Oh, hell yeah. Sorry, I got way more excited there than I probably should have. So one of the track names is Mushroom Forest, and something about that is so cool.
It's just perfect.
Bring it. Turns out to be like a German EDM festival kind of.
Oh, God, dude, I hope not.
You know the Germans, how they love their music.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Mushroom Forest. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so you guys have been hanging out for a little while. As you are sitting here finishing your breakfast, going about your basic morning routines, just, you know, I do have your tokens on the map just so we know kind of like where we're at within the grove. You guys notice that the body of the halfling, or I shouldn't say body, she's more than a body now, but the newly formed, once named she, begins to stir. As she begins to stir... Oh, everybody's leaving. Okay, there we go. As she begins to stir, you see eyes kind of flicker open, and in front of you... Let me pull this up real quick. And as the eyes flicker open, she sits up and looks around. And you guys see...
There she is.
The newly formed halfling looking out and around. The one thing that stands out with her new form, aside from the fact that she's very clearly a halfling and not the half-orc that you remember, is that her left eye is very reminiscent of a standard humanoid, bright, happy halfling green. But her right eye is absolutely 100% hawk.
Cool.
And she glances around the room. Aurora, as you look around the room, you are definitely not where you remember yourself being last time. You are in the interior of a very large, almost Native American-like teepee. Leathers and furs surrounding the edges with a large conical center that has an opening where smoke is rising out of from a fire in the middle. You've been laid out on a bed of bear furs. Your party is here. The remainder of your party is here. And as you look down at yourself for the first time, you realize, oh shit, they are way bigger than I am. Except Ree.
Except for Ray.
How?
And-
First of all, how tall is Ree?
It's a good question.
3 foot. Hang on.
So even Ree's taller than me. Cool. Cool.
3 foot 7.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're way
I am taller than you.
So she only,
Oh, yeah.
just for reference, she only stands about 2'9". Like she is under 3 feet. She is. Halflings are the smallest of the adventuring races, and she is definitely very little.
Yeah, it was the right call to laugh.
You're smaller than me. Look at you. Why you're so wee?
So Aurora's going to. She's going to cough a little bit, and she's going to look down at herself, and a range of emotions is going to very visibly, flash over her face. Why is it saying that my connection to the server has been interrupted? Can we
You
not
know what?
today?
We're actually, to be fair, Kat, I'm seeing it all over. I've seen both Bofer and Candace's cycle on my end too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see right now Lucy and you were loading.
Oh, I've got Discord through my phone, so I guess if you can't see me, you can't see me, but at least you can hear me.
We know you're here.
So she's going to look down at herself, and a range of emotions is going to flash over her face. Shock, fear, loss, confusion, a little bit of just straight up what the actual fuck. And she's going to look over at the group. And she's just gonna kind of look at them and just take them in their new proportions.
Just so everybody is clear,
Morning.
Night Breeze is in the room. He is sitting very quietly, cross-legged, at the absolute opposite end of the room. And just so, because I know, Kat, you weren't here last week, just so you know, this is Night Breeze.
Yeah.
He, actually, just so we're clear, also, both of his eyes appear to be yellow hawk eyes.
You know. Right. Yeah. By the way, do I just have the wolf and bear pelts over me that I did before?
Nope,
in
you
stream?
have. So you have. So those were on you through the night. They had equipped, and now in your inventory, obviously, it's a little light because, well, you didn't come with any of your gear, but you do have a set of traveler's clothes on, and that's about it.
Okay. Cool.
But it's very rudimentary. I'm talking like cured, doe skin. Like that's what you're wearing. But it's comfy, super soft.
That
You
at
did
least
bring her
feels
stuff
like home.
with us, right?
Oh, my stuff was still in the jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my stuff was in holding because I was in prison for a while longer. I have nothing.
We couldn't risk grabbing it because then we'd be wanted again because it would be obviously been us.
However, there is a short bow that is on you, or very close to you.
Yep. Short bow, ring, and a very familiar looking arrow.
Yep.
No, the arrow's gone.
Oh no.
I thought you
The
said
arrow.
arrow's
No,
gone.
the arrow is gone. Sorry. Yep. The arrow is gone. The ring is there, and the bow is also there.
Okay. I did add the ring to my Hero Forge portrait when I was making it.
Beautiful.
I actually noticed that.
So, yeah, so she's just gonna kind of look in not brooding half-orc confusion.
Good morning, Starshine. The world says hello.
Cute.
Are you able to speak? Can you understand our language? Is this how this works? I don't understand how this works.
I think her brain stayed the same. It's just the outside changed.
At this point, you hear Night Breeze kind of speak up. If I may. While her form is obviously much different than you all remember it, her brain has taken up that of the appropriate race which she appears to be now, meaning that the primordial tongue of the orcs has more than likely faded from her brain, and the common tongue of the halfling people has more than likely taken precedence. And he switches to halfling and he says, Aurora, do you understand me?
She blinks in visible like shock, and she starts to speak and then immediately like stops because her voice is a solid like half octave higher than it was before. It has none of that like gravelly half orc. It's tiny halfling. And she responds in halfling. That's weird. Aurora?
So yeah, you guys hear this language that makes no sense to anybody else. As I don't think anybody else speaks halfling. And he says again, yes, your companions, they thought long and hard about the nature of what you, as an individual, should embody in your new form. If you would like, I can explain the meaning behind it and give you your full name.
They gave me a yes.
He says in common, Aurora Venari, and then he switches back to halfling. That is the way your name sounds in the common tongue. I want you to understand that while Venari has maybe a little bit more of a masked reason, the word Aurora comes... Well, I don't mean to insult your intelligence, dear, but how much do you know of the other planes of existence?
That wasn't my focus.
I understand. I saw much hatred in your heart. From the time I began my ritual to the last second when I was forming your new being, lots of hate within you. I hope some of that has left you, but I digress. The short of it is, and I mean no joke there, we exist. He switches over to common. He says, I suppose by the looks of surprise on all of your faces, I should probably speak the common tongue, as I don't believe any of you speak halfling. The name and the term Aurora, regardless of the way that you meant it, actually has greater significance than I think you originally intended. We, as beings, exist on the prime material plane, meaning that our world, our very world, has been born and named prime material. Within the cosmos, the greater cosmos of existence, other worlds exist. Carbon copies of our own, but twisted by different elements, including fire, water, air, shadow, chaos, law, heavens and hells. Those planes of existence are all protected by what is referred to as the aurora. The aurora surrounds the atmosphere of our very plane of existence, protecting us from the denizens of deep space, or dark space, as some would like to call it. When we travel from plane of existence to plane of existence, we do so via teleportation magic or translocation magic. That allows us to breach the barrier, or the aurora, protecting another plane of existence, to then enter it. It's very difficult, and only the most talented of mages are capable of doing it. There is other forms of travel through what is referred to as the dark space by ships, like sailing ships, but they're powered by arcane magic. That's nothing you need to worry yourself about, but what I'm getting at is that your name, Aurora, in its very nature of existence across the multiverse, means protector of life. Your friends may have something more to add to that or to take away from that, but by your very nature, your new name means protector of life. And then he very nonchalantly leans back and sits quietly again.
I just kind of thought it sounded cool.
He looks over at you. Oh, it absolutely does sound cool, yes.
I
Didn't
definitely-
catch any of what you said earlier there, but it did sound cool.
I definitely knew all of that when I picked it.
I
And
have
to sound
you
like not
to think
to
of
sound like
for that.
Nightbreeze glances around. Who first?
She can go. Sorry.
When Doc says that, when Doc says that, I definitely knew all of that when I picked it. Aurora. See, I can't just say she zeroes in because now I have to question it every time I use pronouns.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah. So Aurora, zeroes in on you, which is a little disconcerting because A, she's short, B, she doesn't have half-orc brood, and C, she's got, weird hawk eye. A little weird, but she, zeroes in on you, and then she says quietly, I have you to thank for that, then?
We collectively agreed. And to be honest, I didn't know that depth of it, but the meaning behind the name was why I picked it. You're getting a second chance. You should get a name.
You only get a second chance once.
That's right. She'll lock eyes, kind of, not like an angry look, but a stern look, and then drop it.
She has to, look up at you.
Yeah, because I'm 3 times your height, literally.
I mean, everyone
like-
has to look up at Doc, let's be honest.
Doc's probably sitting, to be fair, so she's only twice your height right now.
She's going to stand a little shakily, and move towards you. The first couple steps she moves a little bit like she's drunk because the proportions are all wrong. How many steps she thinks that she needs, it's not right.
Gravity's different now.
Closer, yeah. The first couple steps she absolutely looks like she's drunk. Then she kind of finds her footing. And she
First steps.
She's taking her steps. Yeah, look at that. You can do it.
In character, by the way.
gives you her best half-orc glare.
Me?
It's so
No.
damn cute you guys can't even help it.
Ray definitely bursts out laughing again.
Gonna have to work on that.
To the baby step comment, she gives her best half-orc glare. It does not go well. Then she goes towards you and she's going to stop in front of Doc. She's going to meet everyone's gaze in turn and stop in front of Doc and lock eyes with her. And she's going to... Her tone's going to shift a little bit, and she's going to dip her head almost deferentially, almost reverently, and she's going to speak in Sylvan. And she's going to say, I do still have it, I double checked to make sure that part. And yeah, she's going to say something that sounds serious. I don't think any of the party had Sylvan. Kevin, I can tell you what I'm saying
Yeah,
if
you can
you'd
send.
like.
Yeah, you can send me a private message if you want to. But yeah, nobody else understands. Well, Night Breeze knows exactly what you're saying, but
Yeah. Um,
just as long as it's
and
not
it,
like prepare to die and a dagger comes out, then I think we're good. Because then I think Night Breeze would be like, all right, you know what, we tried it, but we're gonna have to put her down.
oh, that's weird. It sent. I tried to copy my thing that I had written for this, and it sent it as a screenshot. I don't know why, but that's
Okay.
what she's saying.
Yeah, no problem.
And it sounds serious.
Serious, you said?
Yeah, make an insight
Yeah.
check, Candace.
It
Oh,
was
that was
meant
almost
to
a
be-
nat 20. That was very close.
Damn, +5 to insight. Nice.
Yeah, 13 is it?
So you guys hear this very beautiful, almost harmonious language kind of spill out of her mouth. And you recognize it as Sylvan, as she's spoken it a few times, you've heard it a few times, but you don't know what the hell she's saying. She gets to the end, and Doc, you hear a very accented translation of Doc, Bachelor of Wounds, something something, Bofer Anvil Rock, something something, Joel Rithy, Breaker of Chains,
Oh shit, that's me.
something something something, and then I'm assuming like a side glance at Gray.
Yep.
Yeah, and then not much follows, no name.
That's fun.
But then you're with your insight check, you pick up that not only is this very sincere in nature, it comes with what you think is a plea at the end, at the very tail end. And Kat, take an inspiration for that. That was very well written.
Doc, we'll sit there for a second. And then, how close are you standing to her right now? She's sitting,
Right in front of you.
like literally right in front. Okay.
Uncomfortably close.
Okay, good. So Doc's gonna put a paw on each cheek very suddenly and squish your cheeks and say, "I like this for better."
As you do so, Doc, as you do so, you grab both of her cheeks, and as you do so, it is like grabbing a block of ice for just a moment. Literally, your hands touch, and as you begin to squeeze with the cuteness, you realize you are feeling physical, frigid energy under your hand.
Okay. And then after she says that, she'll stop for a second and then she'll say, "I think now we're even. Let's just be a party." And then she'll take her hands off.
She'll nod. Yeah.
Okay.
We will come over, and like this is kind of nice. You know, we're almost eye to eye now. Yes, I've spent this entire time like cricking my neck, like looking up at all these tall motherfuckers, and now we can finally. This is nice. I like this.
I never expected to look up at you.
Yeah, I probably got a lot of boogers, don't I? Sorry. Hey, now you get to know what it's like for me being an itty bitty person looking up at everybody. I get to see everybody's boogers. Everybody's. A lot of people don't blow their noses very much.
Wonderful. And she like reflexively like puts a hand to her nose, just thinking about it.
It gives a new meaning to that saying of "keep your nose clean," I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. We're in the circle druid place, I take it then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Circle of the moon.
Welcome to the Circle of the Moon.
Great. Did you have something to say?
No, nothing important.
I feel like you always have something important to say, Gray.
Right.
Yeah. Big guy.
It's good to finally see that you're awake.
I feel very, very fucking different.
You are.
Oh, you can use my bow now. By the way, I figured. Yeah, you're a little big for a big bow, so now you have a little bow.
She's gonna. It was intended to be half orc. It didn't come out as half orc. It came out as halfling, which is weird. But she says thank you.
That sounded adorable.
So, when we chose your name, Doc thought of something more, I guess, of your race, but in an old Dwarvish, I picked Venari, and you speak our language. I think you are aware of what it means if you have not read the tomes.
If it's old dwarvish, is that something I'm still gonna know the DM question there? Am I still gonna know?
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and make a history check.
Cool.
It's a very good question.
If she makes it, you want me to explain? Oh,
Yeah, like, you know that there were some dwarves in the camp that, like, spoke Old Dwarvish, but it was, you know, if you heard him speaking Old Dwarvish, it was only because they were really trying to keep shit on the DL, and they were probably gonna run soon. So you never really, like, had a chance to learn it, but, you see kind of a confused look creep across her face, like she's trying to remember, like, I've heard it somewhere.
Venari, no, that's... No, Old Dwarvish was... I didn't take much time to learn that one. I heard it spoken.
Well, I picked your last name, Venari. It's from a very old text from a very long time ago. They were in, I guess you could say, fairy tales. They were the ones that protected and hunted creatures of old. They helped protect the ones that needed to be helped and the ones that needed to be taken away. You are now one of the Venari. You are a new hunter.
She's going to look like choked up, like visible, like she's almost going to start crying at that by the back, because I mean, whether it's half orc or half leg, she don't cry, but she that it hits her hard visibly, and she's
Doc?
just gonna nod.
Doc will notice that and try to bring some comedy back to it and say, well, whatever the court needs to show is just too much of a mouthful. I'm not saying that the rest of my life. We had to make a change here.
At least
Yeah,
you
there's
did.
a lot of names.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
it was whatever the record needs to show.
Oh,
I didn't
right.
care
That's
what
right.
the court
Right.
used.
I mean, I was just gonna shorten it to call you whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do too.
At least we didn't go with Shirilla.
I'm pretty sure I said early on that you could call me whatever.
Oh,
So if it
well,
comes
shit.
full circle,
Well, now you have a name.
you understand the significance of giving a name like that, right?
No.
Your name has meaning.
And pressure.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot on that name. I didn't realize that name had so much weight to it. My God, you guys.
It's not just a name. It's her true name.
She's going to repeat a line from what she said before, like in Sylvan. And it sounds very almost oath-like. And it's just certainty.
That feels so much less like a slap. Like when you said stuff in Orcish, I often felt like you were slapping me with words. And this feels much less that way. I like this.
You
language.
mean, and then he'll repeat the insult she constantly says in Orcish.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yes, that one. Yes.
Even Nightbreeze winces and he goes, "Oh, mind your language, please. This is a place of peace, friend."
Yeah, this is why we needed this change here.
She grins for a moment at the familiar sound of it, and then she kind of plays it over, and then she realizes that she doesn't know the meaning the way she did before, and she just kind of like her laughter at the like sound of it just kind of like fades, and she just kind of has a like, oh fuck, that part of me's not there, huh, kind of moment.
Yeah, new beginnings means that there has to be an end. It's good that it was that and not your life forever. So, what are we doing now, guys?
I think Gray would turn to. His name's Nightbreeze, right? I'm sorry, I'm really
Yep.
terrible at names.
Yep, Arc Druid Nightbreeze.
Yeah, he's gonna turn to Nightbreeze and purposely in Orcish go, I believe you had a task for us.
His eyes kind of go wide, and he looks at you kind of grossed out, and he says, in common, he says, yes, I do have a small task for you. I figured we could probably, it's not of the utmost importance if you'd like to spend a day here recuperating, the lot of you, Aurora, getting to know your new body. We can provide you, we have crafters who could potentially provide you with some gear. We'd be more than happy to house you and home you at least for this day if you'd like. But yes, if you wouldn't mind, and you are under no obligation whatsoever to do this for me, as you have paid for the material components necessary to bring your friend back. However, the expenditure of energy, nature requires me to give something back, and I think giving something back would be this task, if you'd be so kind.
Yep. Yeah, we paid monetarily. We didn't pay completely.
He nods and he says, very well. So within our inner circle, we designate directional wardens, which are the North Wardens, the East Wardens, the South Wardens, and you guessed it, the West Wardens. The East Wardens of our grove, which extends the entirety of our forest, has fallen quiet. We have not received reports from any of the animal messengers that they would typically send within any given day or two. And we don't necessarily think that there's an issue, but on the off chance they fell ill with something, or they are sick and incapable, or incapacitated and incapable of sending these because they are using their magics as healing. We're not entirely sure. I cannot risk, if there is an issue, sending any more of the druids that I have here, as unfortunately we are a very young circle, and I just don't have a lot of talent here that is capable of performing said task. All I need you to do is head east. I will give you as best of a location as I can. The grove does tend to alter itself as it sees fit, as I do not have a true connection with it yet, but I am working on it. And just make sure that they're all right, and then just report back to me with any messages they have. If they do need something, if they need supplies, or if they need medicine or scrolls, whatever it might be, we'd love to provide it for them. Their rotation will be done within 2 weeks, as we do 4-week rotations within our warden community. However, it's strange, especially for the East Wardens, because we very rarely have any issues to the East. It's typically the North and the West Wardens who encounter things like orc bands wandering into the grove, wild animals of dire nature, even some things bigger, as we've seen manticores come out of the mountains and fly overhead and pester the North Wardens at least twice that I can remember. But yes, if you wouldn't mind, just check on my wardens for me and report back, and quite frankly, that's all I need.
I think we can handle that.
Wait, how long has it been since you haven't heard from them?
So it's been 3 days since we have not heard from them, which is not necessarily alarming, but the East Wardens, because they typically never have any issues whatsoever, we typically hear from them daily. We have attempted to send animal messengers out but those animal messengers have not returned. I would go there myself, but on the off chance there is something afoul, I'd rather not contaminate myself or bring back any negativity into the neutral tranquility of our center grove. So, yes.
I think we understand. Doc, I think we should probably either take half a day or a day to let her get used to her body. Let us take care of tasks before we leave, get our gear.
Yeah, we should definitely load up with supplies. And
You're
how
asking me
long
for
of a journey is
permission?
it?
Oh, it's not, hold on. Whoa, I haven't had to pull this map up in a long time. Give me a sec.
Bofer, we can do things as a team if the team wants to. I mean, I'm not. I just have the loudest voice, probably because I'm the tallest. Carries
Your
a
voice
lot
definitely
more.
carries. Yeah. Yeah, I'm loaded to the ground. Nobody really knows this is me until I whack them in the kneecaps. Generally speaking.
So, you could easily make the East Warden's camp within 2 hours or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's really
drunk.
not that far, no.
Why don't we take a day, rest, gather what we need together? Keep in mind we don't have a ton of money right now, so
Oh, that's actually all right. Our services are greatly reduced as we grow everything that we use and consume here. We only take small amounts of coin to then trade to either other groves for supplies or to local villages and farmers for supplies in time of need. So whether or not money being what it is, I understand. Just know that our prices here are greatly reduced compared to somebody who may need to pay taxes to a king. We have no king.
that's wonderful to know. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Please just also know that being druids, we do not provide or create any form of metal armor or weaponry. It's just not. It's just too unfortunately unnatural for us. So.
Makes sense.
Well, what about like arrows and things like that?
Oh, we use stonehead arrows actually.
Do
That
you
makes sense.
have an anvil here, possibly?
We don't forge anything of iron, anything unnatural. We do not forge here. No.
I understand.
I wouldn't want to hurt your grove. Is there would there be perhaps like if there's a fallen stick, may I use it as just a simple staff? Would that be acceptable?
We have many options. Yeah, I mean, you may use a staff if you'd like to. Again, our crafters, we believe in a balance of give and take. For instance, if our bowyers cut a tree down and they use that tree to produce short and long bows, they will then plant 3 trees in its place, infuse it with magic, allowing it to grow rapidly to replace what we have taken from the land. So you can find a plethora of weapons. I mean, we do produce clubs, javelins, stone-headed maces, plenty of spears, short bows, long bows, darts, slings. We even produce a little bit more exotic items, including pikes, stone-bladed scimitars, tridents, which have been made from hardened and reinforced coral. So there are plenty of options. It just may be a little bit more exotic than you're used to wielding. But standard things like axes made from iron and chain and I'm sorry, no offense. We just cannot abuse nature quite like that.
What about a war drum?
He kind of looks over to you. A war drum? Do you
He'll basically describe the war drum he had before.
He kind of nods and he goes, "Do you intend to go to war, fallen angel?"
No, but it is my preferred instrument.
Oh. Well, yes, we do have. I mean, it's as simple as taking a hollowed out piece of wood and putting a tanned piece of cured leather over the top of it with straps. Yes, it's very easy to find.
I'd like
Anyways, I am not a crafter. I brew potions primarily and lots of spells. Please feel free to explore the inner circle, the inner sanctum, and if you do need anything, come see me. Aurora, may I have a word with you, privately?
She kind of glances at the others and then back at Nightbreeze and says, "A halfling. Of course."
He nods and then looks at the rest of you. If you wouldn't mind, just a few moments.
No, thank you.
We'll be outside.
I'll get up and step out.
Catch me outside.
Okay, so everybody leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nightbreeze sits down, and he sits down trying to get to, like, your height as you're standing, and he says...
God, I'm so fucking short.
It's so awesome, though. It's
There's
so
a whole
badass.
hand on the knees thing, right?
Yeah, right. Hey there, champ. How you feeling? No, I'm just. He's not. He's not going to belittle you. He's not like that. A lot of other people will, though.
Yep.
So he
You know,
says,
that's why I made note of the "I am at dick height" comment from Zach. It is bolded and underlined. in my
collection
notes
of
from that stream I
beanbags. Damn, Aurora, when did you get good at hacky sack? What the fuck? Oh god, that's terrible. Hack sack.
know.
I mean, that
I
is
need an
fucked
axe
up.
now.
Okay,
I need
wow.
an axe.
This went further than I anticipated. So, he sits down and he says, Mr. Xavier, he is not within the realms of my sanctum anymore. He brought you and your friends here, but he requested that I give you a bit of information. He claimed it was a parting gift to you. Somebody whom he claimed he saw two conflicting sides of, constantly attempting to fight their way to the top. Whatever that means. He's a very cryptic character, isn't he? He says, open your shirt for me. Just here, where your breastbone begins.
She does so.
What, Lucy?
So how far away are we? And in what language is this in?
It's in Halfling.
Yeah, okay.
So you kind of like pull open the shirt and you realize there is a nasty fucking scar going from left to right from the center of your breastbone, like over towards your left breast, where it kind of goes up and over the top of it, but it is wicked and it's very, very fresh. He kind of traces it with his finger and he says, Mr. Xavier asked me to give you a parting gift. He said that you were quite fond of whom you referred to as the Little Hunter. Is that
She
ring
like
a bell?
zeroed in on like the just hyper focused.
Okay.
She was tracing it. Now she's like locked in on anything that he's about to say.
He says, I think I've caught your attention then. Mr. Xavier went about contacting whoever it is you charged the body of the Little Hunter with and took it from them. He then decided it would be of best interest that it did not rely with any religious organization, but with the only person who ever truly cared about the Little Hunter. So he crafted a pocket dimension within a small white pearl. He placed the small hunter inside with food, water, and living quarters, along with a divining rod which allows him to see the outside world through your right eye. He blinks, and he says, "That little hunter, he can hear your thoughts, feel your emotions. He is with you, literally, forever. And you, Aurora, protector of life, are protector now of the little hunter. Do you understand?"
She says one of those words that translates across all fucking languages.
He says,
And then she kind of traces that and, like, puts her hand over where it is.
he says, "I wanted to make sure I told you as soon as possible so you understood the intense nature of Mr. Xavier, and also to make sure that you understood he apologized for reading your thoughts, but he said your surface thoughts were constantly on somebody that was not you, and he tracked this being down and made sure that it was yours forever."
He hurt then? Is he alive?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Is he hurt then? Is he alive?
Oh no, he's perfectly fine. He was perfectly fine to begin with, actually. As far as I've been told, he came to consciousness after a revenant was dispatched, and it was at that point that Mr. Xavier began to move.
That means he's trapped. That's...
He's not trapped. He's living very happily and very safely in a realm all his own, where no harm can come to him, where no people gawk at him for his white scales, where nobody wants to use him to bleed him for his draconic blood, for his magical abilities. He simply is, and I promise you, is happy. Grow with him over time, and you may even eventually be able to speak to him.
She's not. She has no words there. She just kind of nods and takes that in, and, like, keeps her hand over that pearl spot. Also, as a player and a character thought both. Holy fuck!
I got good shit once in a while.
What did you do to my meepo?
So he, hey, you abandoned Meepo. I picked him back up.
That's fair.
So he stands and he turns to walk away and he says, "And one more thing. As a gift from your little hunter friend, as you protect him, he intends to protect you as well." And with that, Archdruid Nightbreeze spins around and he flashes a sigil in the air that glows this bright blue, and this beam of blue energy cascades towards you. Instinctively, you begin to cast Absorb Elements. Go ahead and roll a... Oh, it's actually resistance. Give me 1 second. I will roll. So with the resistance, you take 5 points of cold damage, but as this is happening, the beam of cold energy flies, I mean, straight at you, and without even thinking, one palm comes out. You see these white scales grow, starting at your fingernails, the bed of your fingernails, down your hand, and this barrier of ice shifts into existence around your hand, catches part of the beam. You see some of the beam break through, dealing you the 5 cold damage, but you feel so much of it absorb into your very being. As the beam dies down and the absorb element stops, your hand remains completely frozen and in fist-like. You feel that if you were to rechannel this energy, you could then redistribute it as damage with an attack. So you have, Kat, just so you know, I have equipped, you have the Heart of Meepo in your inventory. Once per day as a reaction, you can use Absorb Elements without using a spell slot. However, it only functions against cold damage.
Okay.
Nice.
he approaches you and kneels down, and he lays his hands on you, and he cures the wounds. He begins to mutter incantation and cure the wounds from the cold that had actually broken through the absorb elements. And he says, "Hopefully you believe me. I know you saw what I saw. He protects you as much as you protect him."
Yeah, she's going to just kind of nod and inwardly. She's going to just try and think inwardly a thank you.
Okay.
It's a very weird thing to try and do.
Yeah. You inwardly think, like you bring it to like your consciousness, and you say, "Thank you." Make a perception check for me.
Oh God. Okay. 12. Okay.
You
time to roll
hear
well.
clear as day from the deepest recesses of your mind, "You're welcome." And it kind of echoes quietly and then fades out, and then everything goes silent again.
Oh, I never actually thought we were going to hear Meepo voice again.
Me neither.
You guys let him get out of the Sunless Citadel. I was not letting that fucking guy go.
I'm glad you didn't.
I was going to ask in approximately 5 minutes, like, so where's the hunter anyway? So.
So Nightbreeze
Now you
stands and he he leans down and he puts one hand on your shoulder and he says, "Just from me to you, and it looks as if you and your companions have bonded on a different level because of your transformation, but I feel the true nature in all of their hearts. They mean you no ill will. And they never wanted to see you as a slave to the slavers. And now you are free. You are meant for more." And he stands and he begins to walk out, turns over his shoulder and says, "Are you hungry? We've delicious pie."
I feel like I haven't eaten in. Well, I feel like I have never actually eaten anything, and as I am.
He says, "Just wait until your halfling taste buds taste pecan pie for the first time. Come." About this time, during that interaction, were you guys doing anything outside the tent? Were you guys, what were you guys up to?
Is the tent open?
No, the tent. So here's the interesting thing about the tent. As you breach through the two like push aside doors or flaps, you feel like you are entering a space that is not part of the same reality as it was outside. Just temperature and size alone are way different. So it's like it's its own separate thing.
That's well TARDIS tent.
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess Beaufort would go ahead and start saying, I need to have some alone time over here and I guess make something.
The squirrels start running for the hills. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I think
It's custom in my culture that
Nope. That's fine.
you do you, buddy.
What you gotta do over there?
all right. I'm gonna go and walk the tree.
I think Ree was interested in that little mention that people were using animal messengers. So she kind of had a little wild hair across her ass, and she's going to try to see how her luck at trying to talk to an animal.
Okay.
I know that sounds weird.
Well, can't you cast Animal Messenger?
Well, yeah.
I was gonna
But
say
she hasn't done it yet.
Oh no, you can cast Speak with Animals. Okay,
I can cast what I can do. I can cast Speak with Animals and Beast Sense.
Okay, cool.
But she's never done it before.
Okay.
And like
sure, yeah, fuck it. What do you do? What are you casting and how do you do it? There's animals everywhere, by the way. Like, this place is littered with, squirrels literally running up to you and, like, touching your boots. There's, like, little rabbits and deer. There's fucking cows. Just random-ass animals everywhere.
So, yeah, I guess she'll she'll approach a cow, just because like they seem like it'll be least chance of them skittering away.
Okay. Yeah, you approach
And-
the cow, and he's just fucking mooing away.
She's gonna try to focus on this cow for a while, see how this works,
All right.
and she will cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
It takes 10 minutes to cast, so she's just staring at this cow for. You guys will probably like just like she'll be like, I gotta try something. Walk over to one of the cows, and be like, just sits down in front of it, and just like stare at the cow for a while.
Okay, so you literally just stare at this you're staring this cow eye to eye, and this cow the whole time is just chewing cud, confused about what is actually happening right now. The 10 minutes go by, and you're like whispering to yourself like, come on cow, like, come on man, you know come on man, say something. I'm assuming that's your verbal.
Pretty much, yeah. I was like, yeah, I got this. What is your name?
So as the spell concludes, is anybody near Ree right now, or did everybody just kind of, okay, so you're near Ree. So you don't see anything out of the ordinary happening except for Ree staring this cow down and being like, come on man, say something. What is your name? What is your name? All of a
Nothing
sudden,
out of the ordinary.
yeah, pretty much nothing out of the ordinary. So, but at the tail end of this 10 minutes, there is a flash. You see Ree's, typically I would assume closed fist, like flash this quick like series of symbols and then go closed again, and you see this like glaze go across her eyes. And as you say, come on man, what's your name? The cow looks up at you, surprised, and just goes, Henry? What's your name?
Henry? Oh, Henry! Oh shit, it worked!
Why are you screaming at me, Ree?
Oh, sorry. Hi. Holy shit, it fucking worked! You don't understand me. This is awesome.
What worked? Are you a druid?
No? I don't think so. Maybe I am. Does this happen a lot? Did people talk to you a lot?
Well, the druids talk to me every day, as long as I keep giving them milk.
Oh, that's fantastic. Holy shit. How did they get milk from you?
Kind of looks down and underneath. Well, they milk me. Would you like some milk, Ree?
Yeah. I'll take some milk.
Yeah, go ahead and have a tug.
Okay. Yeah. And she'll...
Yeah.
Is this how it works?
So you go to the udders, and you kind of grab them, and sure as shit, I mean full, very, very swollen, like veiny, swollen udders just begin to spray this warm, this body temperature milk. And I don't know if you guys have ever had milk straight from the teat, and I know this sounds creepy to say. My family owns a dairy farm up in Wisconsin, and as a kid, they used to, during milking time, they'd spray in the face. It's silly, but it is fucking delicious. It is unpasteurized, full fat, the wholest of whole milk you could possibly imagine. Delicious. So yeah, it's like, you see Reed just blasting herself in the face, Doc, with fucking milk, as this cow kind of nods back towards the udders. The cow doesn't seem to mind. She's just standing there just kind of chewing cud. Do you enjoy my milk, Reed?
Oh, that's fucking amazing. Hey, cat. I'm sorry. Hey, Doc. Doc.
Cat.
Doc, cat lady. You want some... Cats like milk, right? Come on over, get some milk. This is fucking amazing.
Make a wisdom saving throw, Doc. The milk smells real good.
Oh boy.
It is really tempting to go down there and get some fresh milk. Like, you remember as a kitten, like, drinking fresh milk once in a while. This shit is... I mean, you don't get milk fresher than this. Like, if you get caught doing this in a civilized society, you go to prison.
She will, go into her mess kit. She'll go into her mess kit and take the cup out of it.
There we go.
And I'm gonna go, okay, and then like put the cup out, so that way she's as little involved as possible, but not missing out on the milk because she has
Fuck
FOMO
yeah.
real bad.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you milk the cow, and you get, let's say a cup and a half of into your canteen cup of warm, fresh, straight up no bullshit milk, and it is delicious.
I'll take a sip and then I'll look at Ree and then look at the cow and then I'll say,
Name's Henry.
Yeah, the cow kind of looks back and says, "Well, Doc, you just
This is
hear
new.
you hear mm, and Ree, you hear, do you like my milk?"
I'll say, thank you, cow.
Name's Henry, and he's happy that you like his milk. She loves your milk, by the way.
The cow looks down. Good.
Right?
The druids say I make very good milk.
I've had much milk in my life, but it's pretty damn good.
Doc's gonna try to like she's like trying not to be rude to the cow, but feels very, very awkward. So she's gonna like sort of half bow to it and then just shake her head and just move away a little. Like I don't fully understand what's happening right now.
An interaction so simple, it's hyper complex. Okay, so Henry looks back around and looks down and says, so, Ree, why are you a goblin?
You can't just fucking ask somebody why they're a goblin. Why are you a cow?
Henry's
sorry.
eyes go wide.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. Sorry.
No, that's a good question. Why am I a cow?
Yeah, right? Why are bushes bushy? That's always what I always wanted to know. Yeah. It's the big questions in life, man.
Moo that. Moo to that.
Most ridiculous thing I've ever had in my life.
I find it funny because I tell my dad like what happens the night before, because he's like, "What did you do last night?" This is gonna be an interesting story.
Oh well.
Goblin milked a cow. Had a conversation. It was weird.
Got a little weird.
So Henry says, well, Ree, is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I mean, I guess, is there any news, or about this area, as much as a cow would know?
Make a persuasion check for me, please.
Oh, okay. That was great.
She looks down and she says, unfortunately, I'm just a cow. The squirrels, they're the ones who move through the trees. God damn it, I hate myself.
No. No.
You
I know.
chose the cow.
I know sometimes our other group watches the streams, and I don't know if any of them are watching at the moment. But my only thought was that the squirrels are speaking in Elven.
Oh,
the
God.
only thing I could think of.
Oh, God. R.I.P.
That was it.
R.I.P.
That-
She says, truly, though, the squirrels, the rodents, the fast ones typically see more than the inner grove.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow I'll try this. I'll try this again. But I figured maybe maybe people while people are milking you, they kind of gave away and kind of like gossip or whatever. I don't know what people do when you milk you.
Usually they just babble. You've been very gentle. If you ever need milk, you come back and it's yours for the taking.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna fill up in the morning for some breakfast for sure. That was amazing. Thank you. Thanks, Henry. I love you.
Moo.
No, you first. You say it first. Thank you for humoring me with that weird.
That was
And Ree will walk back to where she was sitting before by the fire, I guess.
Yeah, that's where Doc is at.
Honestly, we've got a mid-tier campaign on our for our Saturdays with the Druid, and I'm going to tell you right now, I have never seen a better use of fucking speak with animals. That was awesome. Okay, so that is Ree and Doc's interaction. We've got what Aurora is doing. Gray, what are you doing?
I think while Ree was busy doing her staring thing, Gray was gonna take out this book made of skin. He's gonna take out her book, and he's gonna basically. I guess I'll spend a charge because I don't read Elven.
Spend a charge?
Like he's gonna.
A spell slot.
For the comprehend languages.
Oh, a spell slot. Okay, I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
my
do you
bad.
mean spend a charge?
Comprehend
I was gonna say I have not given anybody anything that has charges yet. So,
No.
okay, so you cast comprehend languages.
Yeah. And then he'll start reading that. I feel like he'll sit somewhere where like the book is in his face between him and wherever Ree was going, and then he'd hear Doc, like Ree call Doc, look over, see what happens, and then just goes back to reading.
Okay, so yeah, it takes about 1 minute to read one page of text within the confines of the spell. As you are going through it, and give me just one moment to pull that up, okay?
Yeah. I have the spells up to level 3 written down.
Yeah, and that's all there is in there. It stops at the last page is the final level 3 spell. So,
Yeah. He'll be like studying it to try and. So that's what Gray's doing.
okay. Also, where is that book in your inventory? Go
I
ahead.
think I wrote
You
down
know
in
what?
my notes, not my inventory.
Yeah, it's in other possessions. I mean, it is a spell book, so it
There we
does
go.
weigh quite a bit. So yeah, go ahead and just add it for me there. So yeah, you get through the first, 10 pages or so. We'll say actually, because they're spells, you get through the first 5 pages as you're trying to kind of like decrypt and understand them. But you are starting to comprehend them better than you were. But the vileness of this book is fucking atrocious. So you've now read this book twice, is that correct?
Yes, this is
Okay,
my second time.
make a charisma saving throw for me, please.
Okie dokie.
When Doc moved back over to the fire, would she notice that he has that out? Just for my next interaction.
Give me a moment. 19? Okay, no, you don't notice anything different. So, let's see. So it would have taken him, let's say, 10 minutes to go through. We're assuming this whole interaction is about 10 minutes. You were only over there for about 7. So, yeah, as you move back over there, Doc, you approach and you see him kind of bent over the fire or hunched over the fire, flipping through this book. It doesn't look any familiar to you. You can definitely tell it's a book bound in some sort of dried skin, but that's not totally uncommon in a medieval fantasy setting.
Okay, so it doesn't
It's fucking grotesque.
It does look grotesque. Okay.
Oh, it is grotesque,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, so
You just don't
the
know
reason-
the details of
right,
what
right.
it was.
The reason I was asking is because when Doc noticed the grotesqueness of it, Gray, maybe read the room. Maybe not here.
He'll like pull the book like below his eyes, and then pull it back up, ignoring you completely.
Yeah, and as he pulls it back up, you see like the 2 empty eye sockets of the drawn back flesh that was whatever this creature was, kind of like glaring out at you.
I guess he'll slap on like his drum once, and well, every now and then. I guess he'll start patting it, and then he'll cast the cantrip, minor illusion, to disguise the book as something else.
After she says this, like, hey, this is fucked
Yeah.
up. Okay, no problem. So, like, Doc, you sit back down and you're like, all right, man, fuck you, I guess. And then he kind of, like, glances around, slaps the drum, and then there's, like, there's illusory kind of, like, rainbow energy washes over the book, and it looks like, a wizard's textbook.
That seems to appease her.
Okay. Bofer, what the hell were you doing to the tree? Or by the tree? God, what are you doing to the trees? Don't do anything to the trees. They may or may not be sentient.
No, I'm actually gonna craft something with the what is it called?
Yes, the thing that you and I discussed.
Yes.
Okay, give me one moment, please. Okay, and what are you putting into it? I see that you what material are you adding to it to make up what you have? Because I see you only have 2 silver on your person right now.
I have silverware as well.
Perfect. So you're gonna use the silverware, and how are you gonna
Yes.
make up the gold?
I'll actually use silver. I think
All
silver's a
silver?
better
Okay,
color.
excellent. And what gem are you going to imbue into it?
I'm gonna leave a slot for a gem.
Understood. So actually, you know what? No, I don't like that. Here's why I'm saying that. In other possessions, you still technically have, that you and I never discussed, a gem worth 10 gold pieces. If you want to make that whatever gem you want to use that as your imbued item, just remove that from your other possessions tab, and then it can be whatever the hell you want, just 10 gold piece worth.
I understand.
Or you can just leave the socket open. It's your choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave the slot open for right
Okay,
now.
all right, understood. Okay, so and let's see, that takes what, an hour, correct?
Yeah, so they're gonna do their own thing while I do this.
Okay, understood. So you begin your ritual. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, understood. Done and done. So for that, do me a favor and remove, it's gonna be, we'll say just remove all of the silverware. It will require it. And then, yep, that'll be done.
Sorry, I just
go
realized
ahead.
that comprehend languages is a ritual spell.
Okay.
Do I still use the spell slot if I want to cast it as a ritual?
Well, if you don't, then you take 10 minutes to cast it.
It's fine. It lasts an hour.
Okay. So, Doc, that interaction... well, actually, you know what? You already cast it this time. Remember it for next time. Because otherwise we just have to retroactively say none of that interaction happened, and that's just a whole mess. So, it did happen. You did cast it on the fly. You used the spell slot. It happened. But yes, for future reference, it only... Yeah, as long as you are a ritual caster and you have a ritual spell, it just requires 10 minutes instead of the action.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so about this time, now that everybody's caught up, Archdruid Nightbreeze exits the tent with Aurora. He bows to everybody outside, and he says, "The grove is yours for the day, and you are welcome here whenever you would like. If there is anything you need from me, I may be here, or I may be off doing other things. Just ask around, and anybody could get a hold of me."
Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you happen to have or know who might have a map of Syria? I've never. This is well outside my familiar zone.
A map of our Intersanctum, is that what you're saying?
No, the surrounding
I have a
areas
map.
for when we leave here. You
Oh.
have a map of out here?
I have a map of the whole.
You're referencing a map of our woods. The woods are ever changing. Unfortunately, the grove changes on a minute-by-minute basis, so I can't give you a map that makes sense. However, I can give you this. He reaches into his pouch. Give me one moment. And he says, "Here you are. This is a map of the continent. If you look to the west, or I'm sorry, to the east, you'll see the circle of the moon. The large, I don't know who drew this map, to be honest with you, but the large portion that looks like it's made of stone in the center is actually our Intersanctum. Our southern tip touches near Greenberg, western near that small lake. We've got Underhill and Lumber Camp Inferno near as well. And then our East Wardens, who we discussed before, are obviously to the east. So when you leave here for the Eastern Wardens, I will set you on a path and whisper to the woods to open the way for you. That will get you there. But yes, this is the woods as our boundaries exist within the realms of the continent."
Is he showing a map, or
He hands it
is
to
he
you.
giving a map?
Yep, he gives it to you. Now, somebody else in the group also has a map. It's Candace. But yes, now you also have a map of the continent, Cat.
I have to rebuild my she stockpile
It's true. That is true.
parchment by parchment, and she takes it and goes to like stow it instinctually, and then kind of pauses, just kind of holds it a little bit awkwardly when she remembers that she doesn't have a bag or anywhere to actually put it. And she just kind of awkwardly says, "Thank you. Hi, lady."
She says, yep, you're very welcome. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a matter to attend to the north. As he begins to walk away, you guys hear the audible snapping and cracking of bones breaking as his body twists and conforms and begins to hunch forward as his arms extend outward. You see these massive feathers grow out of the flesh of his arms as his body shrinks down to the size of a hawk, and he takes off and up and out of the inner sanctum of the grove, heading to the north.
Oh,
Doc,
that's badass. I
Doc
wouldn't know
leans
how to do
over
that.
to Ree and says, "Are you super sure that was actually a cow?"
No, not now, not anymore.
It's the local pervert druid.
Oh God, do you think somebody would do that?
I mean,
Oh God. Ew.
the milk was good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
And she just leans, she just like sits slowly back upright.
You see that druid like 2 days later. I ain't never been milked by a goblin before.
It's not Henry with an eye. It's not Henry with an eye.
She's just like Ree will just like
Got
sit back and
milk.
like watch Henry for like really closely now. It's like
Yeah, Henry's
shattered
just
my whole world.
Henry's hanging out, just chewing cud and spitting. All right, so what are you guys doing? Beaufort, you see Beaufort just inside the tree line of the grove. He is crouched down in a familiar ritual setup, and he is performing a ritual of some sort that is taking a very long time.
Yeah, I got my jeweler's tools out and everything like that.
Nobody bother Beaufort. He's doing something his people do, and I did not want any more detail than that. I don't know how long he'll be, but we were talking about staying here anyway. Maybe we should get like a shopping list together? What do we need?
Oh, that kind of reminds me. Aurora, I have some arrows for you too, if you want them. If you're still into that kind of thing anymore, I don't know what you're feeling now.
I guess I don't know. And she's holding the short bow. She's got the ring on the finger, and she's holding the map too. And she's just kind of
Maybe step
like-
one's get you a backpack or something.
she pauses a second. She like kind of tucks the map like into her waistband, and she like tests the bow to see if it still feels instinctual.
So the bow feels instinctual. What I will say is that as officially a small creature now, any weapon with the heavy property, regardless of what it is or how strong or dexterous you are, you always attack with disadvantage on. Period. End of story. Small creatures all have that. That is the whole point of the heavy. So what that would include, just so everybody is clear, small creatures who attempt to wield glaives, great axes, great swords, halberds, mauls, pikes, longbows, heavy crossbows, and that's it actually. Those are all used at disadvantage, and it has nothing to do with the fact that you might not have a 30 strength. It is because it is so physically much larger than you that the awkwardness of it makes it tough to use. An example, a longbow is, about 6 feet tall. You are 2'9". You cannot fire that, regardless of how talented you are, any better than, a human who is also 6 foot tall.
Unless you use like your feet, right? I mean, like...
yeah, you'd have to use your
Fire
whole body.
yourself,
Yeah,
let's go.
exactly.
the
Yeah,
whole body, yeah.
fire yourself. That's the
Yeah,
fucking.
it's like
It'd be like a
shooting yourself
ballista
out of
for
a
her.
cannon.
Yeah.
I used to, I actually had a halfling barbarian that used a great club. It was basically just a baseball bat, but it was a great club for her.
Yeah. So yeah, you have a lot of options still, but just know that any weapon that has the heavy property, you will use with disadvantage.
But she she tests the short bow.
But it feels great. The
and-
short bow feels it to you in the form that you're in. Feels like a longbow. You're like, oh no, this is my fucking longbow.
And Ree will hand you the quiver of 20 arrows then, if you're up
She
for it.
will, she'll like deftly like strap that like onto like at her hip, and then she'll tuck the map into the quiver. Cause
See, there you go.
And then she'll sling the bow over her back and kind of just like roll her shoulders a little bit, and that feels
think-
right. Thank you.
I think Gray would actually like pop out like a short sword that he has, and goes, "Can't only have range," and give it to you.
She will pause for a second and look at you.
The longer you live, the more targets the enemy has.
And then she'll like relax completely.
That was close.
Ooh, that was very close.
And then she'll take her new longsword.
Shorts, yeah, I guess it's a long sword. I don't know, but I gave you a
That's
short
really
sword.
nice of you, Gray. So sweet.
I have removed it.
Yeah, go ahead and add a short sword and some arrows and.
Thank you, both of you.
Yeah, you want to practice a little bit? You want to go out in the woods and shoot some stuff while I hit some things? Just get some-
I think it
let
would
us
be a
team.
horrific idea to shoot any animals here or to fire any weapons. That just
No,
seems
I'm talking
it's
about
simply
shooting.
unwise.
No, I'm talking about shooting at like a tree or something.
He also said the trees were alive, pointing towards the colorful ones.
Yeah, he
Oh.
said. Remember, he said not to touch those
Well, yeah, don't touch the
pods. They
colorful
turn
ones.
into. Well, maybe just any of them, just to be safe. I feel like if one can be like, I mean, they're all alive too. So maybe druids hear them scream even if we can't. Just maybe not something we should do.
So a tree does make a sound in the woods when nobody's around?
At least to druids, I would think. I mean, you talk to a cow, so.
You did say that was 20 arrows, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they gotta have a shooting range around here, right? I mean, they
I'm
they
sure
gotta
there's
practice
somewhere to
somehow.
train. Yeah, I'm sure there's somewhere to train. We can ask around when we're shopping.
Yep, and I'm adding stuff into everything as we go.
Yeah, we gotta get our girl new duds here. Some furs, some, I don't know, bags.
A backpack might be good.
Yeah,
backpack
so
would
just
be
tell me what you guys are looking for, and for the sake of brevity, we won't have to go through. I mean, unless you guys want to talk to, everybody who's making stuff.
I don't think so. I know.
I
that
want you to
we'll-
roleplay every single person in this village.
I'm fine
Every
with that.
animal. I want every squirrel, every rat,
You better
every tree.
you better get
Everything
those
you can
fucking yeah, anything you
If
can
it
milk.
has nipples, you can milk it.
As he gets to the eel pool and he's like, "Listen, fuckers, I'm gonna talk to you one way or another."
Yeah. So I think we'll do a backpack for sure, for her.
Leather armor, right?
Yeah, leather armor would be good.
Okay, so you find a set of or a suit of leather armor made for her size for only 5 gold.
Taking it out.
Which thinking about it, for those of you from civilized society, Beaufort, Doc, and Gray, that's about 50% less than what you would normally pay. and it looks like it's better quality.
Excellent. Okay, I took that out. A
Is
backpack.
it just general? It's just flat out leather armor.
Yep, just regular leather. Yep, 11 plus dex mod. The backpack. I'm sorry, you said you were gonna just grab a backpack, right?
Yeah, if we can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you find a backpack made of stitched doe skins that is, we'll say, 6 copper. Very cheap, like dirt fucking cheap.
Okay. And then, what else do you need? You have a melee. You have a ranged. What else do you need?
I want a wardrobe.
I could use a canteen. That would
Oh,
be
yeah.
that would be nice. And she pauses for a second, and she visible like her eyes, and she like kind of she like rifles through like the backpack as if like going through the motions. Says, typically I would have my trap. That's probably not going to happen here. I'd have the rope. Have shackles. I guess I don't need those now. However, arrow. A knife. Dagger, hunting knife, something like that.
Doc
There you
literally
go.
reaches down into her boot and
Everybody's
pulls
like, "Oh, you need a knife?"
Doc pulls the dagger out of the back of her boot and she does like a little flip with it and grabs it by the blade and hands the handle over.
She takes it, hopefully.
Taking a dagger out of my
So yep,
inventory.
yep. Take a
Adding
dagger,
one
give a
in.
dagger. Do you need a bedroll?
Yeah, I'll say
Okay.
yeah.
5 silver for a bedroll, which is
Okay.
again about 50% off.
Okay.
You said you were looking for a trap. You guys do not find, there's no live traps and no damaging traps anywhere in this village. It is very no.
She wasn't even gonna ask.
But as you're looking, I mean, even if you don't ask, just looking around, it's like, nah, they don't really trap things here. Druids are much more fucked up. They talk to the animals and then stick them in the throat when they're not expecting it.
How about potions?
Or
Is
just
there
say,
anybody
hey,
selling?
can I murder you? And the animals are like, no.
Moo.
Yeah, all right, sure.
Sorry, really quick. I did hear rope. Were you looking for rope?
She was running through what she had
And a water
before,
skin.
kind of.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they do,
waterskin.
so just so you know, they do not have any hempen rope, but they do have spider silk rope. They have one 50-foot coil of it, and it is 20 gold pieces, which is way more expensive than you would normally pay, but it's made of spider silk, not
It's like
regular.
super light too, right?
Extremely light. It's 2.5 pounds compared to the same amount of hempen rope, which would be 10 pounds.
Does
What would that
anybody have
be?
rope?
I have rope.
Nope, no rope.
Yeah.
If you want to buy it, you don't have to, but just so you know, it's there.
Did we get the water skin?
Oh, I'm sorry, water skin.
Sorry,
You find no, it's no problem. Water skin, 1 silver piece.
Okay, well, and then
You let me know what you need because I've got this whole thing popped open. So
I mean, I don't need the rope. To be
potions
honest,
is the other thing I want to make sure everybody's got one.
potions.
Yeah.
Healer's kits too, maybe.
Oh, healers
yeah.
kits. Okay.
Yeah.
So healers kits.
I want a wardrobe, please.
Okay, give me 1 second. Healers kits, you do. There's plenty. Who wants a fucking healers kit? You find somebody who literally has full satchels. They're like the sling across your shoulder, like diagonally, and hang at your side. They are meant for people who are in the field in active combat to have healers available, and they are 3 gold each, which is pretty fucking cheap. And
Yeah.
the question is, how many do you want? There's at least a dozen here.
I know I'd like to get, depending on their price, maybe 2.
Well, I just
Are
said
they like
they're 3 gold apiece, so.
Are there
I
like
mean, I guess,
smaller,
I mean-
more individual ones that we can like keep like on our person in case like one of us goes down and like Doc needs to just try to plug a hole.
Right.
Coming.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So okay, so
Yeah,
I
there's
already
no
have-
there's no like single charge ones, but there are full healer kits.
Yeah, because I've got 2 of them right now.
That's a good fucking. That's a good business idea, though, Kevin.
What, single use?
Yeah, you
healer
know,
kits?
yeah. I mean, it reminds me of being in the army. You know, you keep your own fucking kit on
Yeah,
you, and
yeah,
Doc
you
pops it
tourniquet
off,
on
and
it,
he,
yeah.
he just does your own. Hey, you got your shit? Okay, good.
So okay, so maybe one for me, one for Ree, one for Aurora. Do we want to buy 4? Gray, would you use one?
Probably. I don't have much healing myself.
Okay.
Now, healer's kits, if you don't have the healer's feet, do not heal anybody, but
Right,
they
it just
do allow it does
stabilizes.
allow you to stabilize.
Right.
So that's good.
At
So
that point,
so
Gray
you're
will
gonna
say, no, I am no doctor.
okay. So you're
Okay.
gonna buy 3 healer's kits, is that right?
Yeah, 3,
So that's
yeah.
9 gold. And whoever is
Um,
taking a healer's kit, go ahead and add it.
Who's getting one?
You, me, and Ree.
And Kat, did you say you needed a mess kit as well? Like a food kit? Yeah, mess kit is 1 silver piece, and you can add that.
Okay.
And Candace, I'm assuming you're keeping track of all this? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and I apologize, Lucy. I did hear you say war drum. I heard you
won't
say
let
war
you go
drum, but
back.
I ignored the fuck out of you.
It's fine.
What do you have currently?
I have a hand drum.
Hand drum. So the person who is selling drums in general, which by the way, they're drums that go all the way up to like 9 feet tall, like the big fucking
damn.
like warning drums, like we are letting the whole grove know we are in danger. But a standard actual war drum, they're willing to trade you your hand drum for one of their war drums. And the only exchange they want on top of that is a single silver piece.
How many coppers in a silver piece?
10. It's a 10-to-1 ratio.
Okay. And how much is it without the hand drum? If I can ask.
8 silver.
I'm just gonna give him like a gold because I have no more silver.
Okay, you give him the
And
gold.
Keep my hand drum.
He also, yep, no problem. He gives you 2 silver back as change. And you now have a war drum and a hand drum.
And 2 silver.
And 2 fucking
Two
silver. Look at that. Look at this guy. He doesn't even ask the group for money. He just does his own thing. I like it.
You gave him 1 coin, they gave you 2.
That's some good economy in my mind.
All right,
Yep.
did we need anything else?
Potions was the only other thing. Healing potions, maybe just to... I have 2 on me, but what does everybody have right now?
I used my potion on Bofer when he died.
Okay,
And
I
Bofer
have-
is not allowed to answer because he's not here.
right.
I have an elixir of health with 2 out of 3 charges. I know I used.
That's a good
I didn't realize they actually had charges, to be honest. But like this was when we healed she back in the
Okay.
dungeons a while back.
Got
I
it.
also
okay.
have fire resistance, but other than that, I have no healing potions.
So here's what they have. Here's what is available right now at the group of potion vendors. There's 4 potion vendors all in a small hut cluster. And what hut cluster? That's a weird
cluster.
term. But it is what it is. Sorry, go ahead.
They don't have D&D Beyond doesn't have war drum. They have a war gong and then drum.
Okay, so make it a custom item with drum as, or take drum as the base and turn it into a war drum.
Okay, thank you.
They have potions of animal friendship. They have potions of climbing. They have potions of flying. They have potions of greater healing, potions of growth, potions of regular healing. They have potions of invisibility, potions of resistance in many flavors. They have 1 potion of superior healing. And then they also have a shitload of potions of water breathing. Like lots, like dozens.
What's so special about the water breathing around here?
Maybe nothing. Maybe that's why they have so many.
Oh, that's what I
They're like talking to fish.
Okay, how much for the
Listen.
healing, the different healing potions that you have? What are the price points for each?
I'm sorry, the different healing potions? Well, the
regular, the greater, and the superior.
yeah, so the regular I can sell to you for 25 gold apiece, which is what you guys would realize is about half price. The potion of greater healing, That I can sell to you for 75 gold pieces, and I only have 2 of them, unfortunately. And the Potion of Superior, which I only have 1 of, I do have to sell it for 300. And Doc, you especially know, that thing usually goes for about 450 to 500 gold.
Okay, well, okay, so I've got 2. You have technically 2. Perhaps, I don't know what Beaufort's got, so maybe we need to buy 3 of the regular, because 1 for Beaufort, 1 for Aurora,
Fucking
1 for
dwarves.
Gray. Yeah, why don't we do that? So it'll be 75 gold then.
Okay. You hand over the 75 gold, and you collect your potions, and then just make sure you guys note now who's getting what.
Beaufort will get 1. I'm not going to put it in my inventory because I'll forget to take it out, and I don't want to accidentally hold 3, so...
That's fine. Yep, Beaufort, go ahead and just add 1 now, and we'll, for the sake
And
of
then-
brevity, we'll have you
What
pick
kind
it
of
up later.
potion was it?
Just a regular. 1 for Aurora, 1 for Gray.
Potion of healing.
Potion of healing. Thank you.
Alright, anything else that anybody needs?
I have
do
the
we
lockpick
have-
now, I believe.
Do any of you have a tinderbox or any way to just?
Yeah. Ree has a tinderbox.
And you still have your glowing.
Yeah, I also have the glowing
Right.
torch. Yep. Oh, I might like to find more javelins again. Actually, now that I got rid of my bow.
Javelins? Okay,
Oh,
yeah, you
you-
find somebody selling javelins. That is very easy to find here. And you find javelins for 3 silver apiece. And there are dozens, so take however many you need.
How many you want, Ree?
I think 4 should probably do it.
Okay, 12 silver coming out.
Alright, and you have 4 javelins.
Nice.
About this time, Beaufort, you conclude your ritual. As it comes to a conclusion, you lay your hands down upon the molten silver that has just been laid in front of you, and you draw out these long, thin pieces, and you connect your fingers at the tips to create a chain. And as you do so, you mutter your last incantation and slam your fist down onto the ground. As you do so, you see the holy symbol on your left gauntlet glow hot white. And as it does so, you feel something puncture your skin. You immediately almost lose the ritual, and you immediately look down, attempt to pull the gauntlet up and off, and realize that it has the top 2 inches of it that lay across your forearm have cauterized to your skin.
Oh, shit.
And the ritual succeeds, and you have your locket. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't burn you. You feel no pain.
This is weird. Wonder what's going on.
You kids
I'm
want to
a-
be a Forge Domain cleric?
I'm gonna go ahead and look back to where we were before.
You glance back. There ain't nobody fucking there. They're all off doing their own thing.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and stand over here while they do their thing, or sit down and like go ahead and I guess use my tools to just make little chisels and marks into everything.
Okay, yeah. So, give me a, hang on a second.
Can I pray to my God for
Go ahead
guidance?
and give yourself your fucking guidance. Yes, you can do that, and also give me a. You're proficient in jeweler's tools?
I am
jeweler's
indeed.
tools? Okay. Jeweler's tools. Alright, give me a dexterity check with your guidance and your proficiency bonus added because you have jeweler's tools.
All right, here we go. Oh, sorry.
I gots to click it.
So how do you just make a dexterity check? Do you just click
Just
it?
click dexterity, yep. There, oh, fuck, okay, well, roll your guidance. Now, mind you, that's at a -2, so that is going to be 16 Back to 18.
18.
Plus your proficiency modifier.
So 21.
Fuck. No problem. Whatever you wanted to etch into that bitch, you're doing good.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my etching and just wait till they come back.
Okay. All right, give me one moment. Was there anything else anybody needed to do within the Sanctity of the Grove? Lucy says no.
I've just got quick clarification question. The ring from the
Yes.
ranger, is that a signet ring?
It is a signet ring, yes.
Okay.
You're
And
talking about the one that
how-
said Caracas on it, right?
Yep, and that's that's what I'm.
Yes.
How do you remember offhand how to spell his name?
K-A-R-A-K-A-S.
Perfect. I had
I
a
should know
U
that.
there, so
I've been singing it for the last half a year.
I've had to say that fucking name for the last, like, 20 years of my life because of how many times I've run the Summon Citadel. So, yeah, I got it. I got you, boo.
Okay.
Okay.
I threw that in. I just added a basic signet ring, and
Yep,
then named
perfect.
it Ring of Caracas.
Yep, very, very easily identifiable. Okay, so if nobody has anything else that they're doing, we will say for the sake of brevity, everybody has rejoined the fire, the exterior fire of Archdruid Nightbreeze's camp. At this point,
Oh God, I am so sorry. Do we have rations?
Ree can hunt pretty much. She's an outlander, so she can gather.
So
I
is
also have 8.
so is Aurora. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't hunting inside the magical druid sanctuary.
We've
and
got 8
that
rations.
we
So for
I
Sanctuary
got
Day,
one. Yeah.
so we
we have
should
9,
get
yeah.
a little bit more then if we've got 5 of us.
well, if you've gotten, let's see. So you said
have
how many
9
you have?
total.
You've got 9 total. So you could eat for 1 day, 2 days, with one person being hungry on the second day if you had to. So you do you.
I guess we could see like if they've got rations around, it's not going to hurt anything.
They will happily give you as many good berries as you would like to carry. However, those good berries will only survive inside the confines of the grove, meaning inner sanctum or outer grove, for 12 hours. Meaning that as soon as you step outside, you got 12 hours and those berries are going to go to mush.
Yeah, we're good. We're good then. Thank you.
But we should probably grab the 5 good berries then.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoever wants to take if everybody wants to snatch a good berry, and,
Yeah, 'cause it's
or
enough
if one
for a
person
day.
wants to take 5, whatever. You eat one good
Well-
berry and it lasts the whole day.
let's
I'm
mostly
gonna
then.
I'm gonna grab 10 just to assume
Yep.
we're gonna be in here for a couple of days.
Yes, they give you as many as you would like. Literally, they can eat. Any druid here can produce dozens of them.
Yep. And then I could use a small little pouch as well.
I'm sorry, a what?
I could use a little pouch. So
Oh,
I'm
a
not
pouch. They'll sell you a pouch for a silver. It's a big pouch. It's a big pouch for you. Little pouch for anybody else.
There.
But yes, you get a nice large pouch. You figure it could probably fit like either 10 vials in it or 2 potion flasks. So it's pretty substantial. It's a big fucking pouch.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys are all reapproaching the fire, you see Beaufort sitting there with his jeweler's tools. Doc, you guys everybody hears it. There's this loud from the purple tree that is right here on the map. Doc, you kind of glance up and over your shoulder like, what the fuck? That was awfully abrasive. And you see this raven fly out from the tree, fly down towards you, and land on your shoulder. On its left leg is tied a small slip of paper.
I'll
You want
enjoy
me
it.
to talk
And
to
it
it?
like stares into your face.
You want me to talk to it? I could probably talk to it. Just give me like 10 minutes. I can probably talk to it.
Well, I'll just maybe untie this here thing, and I'll
Okay,
untie
right.
the message.
So just so you are aware, it is a piece of parchment that it has been sealed with a familiar black wax. A ribbon has been tied around it, and it has been scented with wildflower extract, which is very noticeable to you. And here you go. You're gonna have to look in your notes for the information.
Thank you.
Okay. As she kind of unties it from the leg, the raven takes off again and back up and out of the grove, just vanishes out of sight. So, you guys approach the fire. You all sit. Bofer is there, very hard at work. You notice something interesting about Bofer. He's dressed in his basic battle rattle. He's got his shield down, his weapon down, his pack is off. He's kind of chilling by the fire, engraving something into the palm of his left hand, which he's holding. He's got his gauntlet on. His left gauntlet does not have his right one on. And he's very meticulously going about his business engraving something into something else in his left hand. And I will leave you with that. I'm going to take a very quick bio break. I can hear you.
What you working on there, buddy?
Oh, it's not done yet.
Can we not look at it?
No, you spoil surprises.
That's fair.
And I'm just gonna keep.
So is
Real
it common to wear only one gauntlet? Or is that like a blacksmith thing?
I mean, blacksmiths usually have. I don't know. They have one leather glove on sometimes, but they usually have two, or none at all.
See. No wonder it kind of looks like you have like one sock missing.
Doc, how much did it cost to help re-equip me?
Are you still?
So Doc would have, just so you guys know, once the raven flew away, she would have laid back on the ground and then opened the note and read it and then put it away. So, like, she's laying back on the ground so that nobody can really come up behind her to read. I'll sit up and, honestly, it was hardly cost anything. They didn't charge us very much. It's 25 gold for the potion, but...
So, 2,500, 25 then. Okay.
That tracks.
Do you have a bit of charcoal or ink or something that I may use for a moment?
She's on that shit.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Do you have a bit of charcoal or a pen and some ink I can use for a moment?
Oddly, well, that's not in a mess kit or anything, right? I don't actually have that. No, I don't have anything to write with.
No, yeah, that's its own separate thing.
I actually left that in the original tavern.
All right.
Don't worry.
Until now.
Whenever I need to remember something, I usually like carve a little X on my arm.
Bofer's gonna look
She
up
just
from.
got a new body, so maybe let's not start damaging.
Bofer's
her
gonna look
immediately.
up from what he's doing for a second. We'll chuckle and then go back to working.
It's effective.
Do you remember why you put the X's there, or just that there's something you're supposed to remember?
Yeah.
That's what my pa used to
Yeah,
do.
you got me. You got me there. Yeah.
Your silence is concerning. Then.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna look at Ree's arms for X's.
There's a few.
Yeah, I mean, they're there.
Oh, Ree. Pat.
Not like
Hey.
they're not like massive or self-mutilating, but like I had to remember something, so I just did this thing and then
Forgot what I
fuck
needed to remember.
if I remembered or not.
Yeah, I mean, it helped to remind me that I need to remember something,
You
but
just couldn't remember what
yeah,
you
just
needed to
couldn't remember
remember.
it,
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit.
And done. You're just all right. Bofer's gonna pull out a pendant. It's gonna be very circular, more oval shaped. Around the sides, there's gonna be little stars and suns and two swirling dragons that go around the middle. And in the circle, there's gonna be like smaller pieces that I don't know how I would explain this, but like like small little thin pieces of silver that could potentially hold something in the middle. He's gonna go up to Aurora and he's like, on the first birthday of many people in Bree, it's a culture, but everyone receives a gift, usually of a charm, a ring, or a necklace. And in the middle here, you put something very important to you. Some kids, a toy, if it's large enough or small enough. Some others, it really just depends. But this is yours. And he's gonna kneel down. That's how tall are you?
2'9".
Okay, yeah, 4'5". So he's gonna kneel down
And I'm so short.
and he's gonna attempt to put it around your neck.
So when you reach towards her neck, like she instinctively like kind of tenses, but then she relaxes and she goes and she turns and she lifts up her halfling mane of hair to make it easier there. And then she goes and like she looks at it for a moment and just kind of just stares at it and just
And if you turn it
gets it.
around,
She'll
it's
look
gonna
at
have her name in
back to him.
common. It's so you don't forget who you are.
And then she's gonna kind of nod, and now she's intentionally keeping her back to y'all, and she just kind of shifts for a second and just her hand comes up for a second and she just kind of looks at it and nods and says a half broken thing in what is halfling now and not half orc. And then she just says that a couple of times.
And he's gonna point in the middle of the circlet, the necklace. This is where you put something most important to you. I was gonna put something in there, but it's not meant for me to put what's important to you. I hope you like it.
It is. And she says another halfling word.
You're welcome. And happy birthday.
After that, Gray will kind of interject and be like, "You said this is a tradition where you're from?
For jewelry, yes.
Is it also a tradition to kill your friends? Because I've seen that happen twice with you specifically. I've not seen it happen, I've heard of it. And I've also heard of you tossing gnomes. That's also seemed to be a tradition.
Checks out.
That
Yeah,
lays
right.
back down.
Where's the downside?
Ophir's
to
just
this
gonna
one?
he's gonna look at you. It's like, I not kill my friends.
That's not what she said.
It doesn't matter what she said, but you can believe what you wish. However, when it comes to halflings, or gnomes, forgive me, it was a game, a childish game. I do not participate in it any longer.
Yeah, because you got arrested.
Hey, I wasn't charged.
She's got her back to you still. She's gonna kind of put up a hand. I'm just gonna say, for the record, if you try and toss me because I'm gnome-sized, we are gonna have a problem.
Your halfling-sized gnomes are much bigger than you.
I'll say that as Doc.
My dear, the
Gnomes are
reason
actually bigger than.
the reason
More
we
like softball
toss
toss, you know.
my dear, the reason we
Anyone
toss
tries to
gnomes
toss me because I'm tossable, we're gonna have a problem.
the reason we toss gnomes is because the halflings were too small.
Doc is laying on her back and she's got her like knee, her one knee is like bent and the other one is her other leg is over top of it. She's kicking her leg, really irritated. And when you say that, she kicks even harder. Like, she's very clearly irritated at this conversation.
Puffed up cheeks.
Says the one that's related to Corky.
And Aurora's going to turn around and put her tiny little halfling hands on her tiny little halfling hips. And she's going to scowl in adorable halfling style.
Make an intimidation check.
Aw.
Do it.
Disadvantage.
Do it.
Booba, did Bofer say that to Doc, that she
He
was
did.
related? Okay.
Oh, I'm no longer proficient in intimidation.
I wonder why.
Oh my.
Oh
No.
shit.
Wow.
So as she does it, she like throws her hands on her hip in such a way, and she scowls at you guys, and that one fucking Hawkeye, you see its pupil retract, and all you see is yellow build up. It legitimately is like, oh, fuck.
Oh, she found it.
You see the anger kind of step back out like, yo, I might be small now, but I am not to be fucking trifled with.
I would like just to point out for the record that that is the highest intimidation that I have rolled with.
Even
in
with
this
your
campaign.
advantage.
This is the highest. When I was proficient, when I used inspiration, in any of my she moments, I never rolled above a 13 for intimidation, for the record. So,
Halfling are a scary folk. I mean, I'm sorry.
It's like me with
Yeah.
performance. I have a +9. I haven't rolled above a 9.
Oh, yeah, me with stealth. Yeah. Well,
so yeah,
last
so
time.
she just turns around and she puts her hands on her hips, and her Hawkeye does Hawkeye shit, apparently. And she just looks at Beaufort and says, and just, I am not tossable.
I would never toss you.
Okay, then we won't have a problem.
Okay, that's good. I won't toss you.
How about you won't toss anyone?
I'll let you toss me.
I mean, I've almost
Actually,
tossed
Ree
you
almost
before.
did let you toss her. Thankfully, I was there to interject for that
There's
one.
absolutely good times to be tossed, and I mean, if it comes to getting us some money too, fuck, sure, yeah, you can toss me.
Life and death situations, I will accept it. For fun
For
and
money.
for sport.
I'll do it for money.
At this point, you guys notice there's probably 5 or 6 druids that begin to approach this circular camp, and they're carrying these woven platters of food that they begin to lay down in front of you. As you glance around, you realize they're doing it for the entirety of the grove. They are beginning to serve what would be known as like a dinner. So you get these plates of hot veggie stews, roasted nuts. There are, believe it or not, some meats that have been smoked and preserved and laid out very delicately, almost ceremoniously, in front of you. There are also very fresh and very out of place and out of season pecan pies. Small ones laid in front of each of you to indulge. Fresh cups of water, milk, honey mead, and the druids leave you to your devices.
As they approached, Doc would have sat up and respectfully, like, nodded and stuff.
No joke.
We
I
will,
thought you were about to say. Sorry, I thought you were about to say beef, and I was going to be Henry.
Henry, now! Yeah,
That's the last time he ever got milked. No.
Yeah, Ree will pick up the cup of milk and kind of like cheers to Henry over there. Thanks, Henry.
As you do so, you kind of like see Henry kind of glancing towards you, and you see, oh.
My boy.
Bofer's gonna start going to town on the mead
It's-
and the
it is
pies.
delicious. I mean, you could have sworn that those bees harvested that or made that fucking honey this morning, and they like hyper fermented it throughout the day just to please your palate. The food is excellent. I mean, this is top quality, no bullshit. The freshest food any of you have had in months, if not years, depending on where you're from.
We need to teleport here more often.
Nah, I'm good teleporting.
I like to.
This food's good, but this shit ain't worth
food in my
teleporting.
stomach.
Is that how you?
That is how we.
I
Yeah,
suppose
it's
my
fucked up.
journey was a little different.
Oh, it's not like I could throw you over my shoulder and run here. I could, but that's not what happened.
Well, I mean, now you can.
Now you can. Yeah.
Yeah, now it'll be super easy.
Anybody
Sorry,
can do it.
is that alcohol used for, good wound cleaning?
Stop with the drink this. Drink this.
Aurora, you
Doc
took
will
my
all but
best
shove the
line.
mead down her throat.
We're not going to do this again.
The meat is
Oh,
delicious.
She downs it
Again?
with expecting she's got a half-orc constitution.
Yeah, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Yeah.
Let's get wild.
Actually, you're a
I
stout.
still-
You're a stout halfling. You're okay.
Yeah.
I still got some of that halfling weed here. We can rip it a little bit.
Yes. Oh, I'm not even playing. I'm excited.
Doc will definitely when Reese says that, Doc will be like,
Catnip.
Let's fucking do
I
this.
did add the pendant as birthday pendant of memory. So when you look, I did notes for that, and then you wanted a constitution check.
A Constitution saving throw.
Cool. Okay. Sorry, I was still adding items. No,
Actually, though, hold on. You have stout resilience because you are a stout halfling, so you have advantage on saving throws against poison, and alcohol is poison. So go ahead and give me another saving throw, please. All right.
Slightly better.
Slightly better.
It's good mead, but it was magically fermented, meaning that its alcohol content is not as great as its taste is. You overcome the drunkenness of it, but you do feel a good, dare I say, buzz. Oh, you guys are fucking killing me with the animal puns tonight.
I hope you liked my fish one.
I
These
just
are
want
for
to.
you, Saru.
Saru's here. We summoned him with the puns earlier, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, Kat, I don't know if you saw this, by the way, but part of your racial feats are lucky, meaning that you could, if you ever, for
Yeah, I saw
any
that
reason
one.
roll a nat 1, you re-roll it and take the next thing. So if you roll 2 nat 1s, Destiny was bound to say fuck yourself.
Yep. I will use that next time I'm aiming it, Gray. I made sure I noted down of it.
Okay.
I mean, with my armor class, you'd probably hit me.
Okay, so, yeah, you guys drink. We'll say for the sake of brevity, you continue to drink. You all catch a good, I'm going to say it again, buzz off of the honey mead, and you indulge in the pecan pies, which are absolutely, I mean, the sugar taken straight from the sugar cane this morning and boiled and distilled down into a sugar glaze for the top of the pecans is just, I mean, these fucking druids. Why are we doing what we're doing? We might as well just play Druid Simulator. I mean, this is great.
Let's live here.
All right, Ree. It's time to make a smoke circle in the druid circle.
Let's fucking do this. Break out her halfling pipe and weed.
Oh, fuck. Give me a
Oh,
second.
Kevin, I'm going to.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just going to message you for one other thing that I'd like to have gotten, if
Yes.
possible, but I don't need to worry about it right now.
Okay, yeah, no, send me a message if you want to right now. I'll take a look at it when I've got a second of downtime. Give me a moment, though, because I got to look up this drug.
I assume this is probably the last charge of it too. I think I've used it like once before.
Yeah, give me 1 sec to see where we were at with that. This was halfling weed, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, so I've got you with one more charge on my end.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so, most often dried, chopped, and smoked causes extreme emotions to abate and induces near euphoric mellowness, and occasionally a user will experience mild hallucinations. It includes increased
fucking hard,
appetite and red puffy eyes. Guess what, folks? You've just smoked marijuana. Okay, so go ahead and... Okay, well, let me ask you. Who's smoking this? There are 2 druids that have sat down at this circle that are waiting for the pipe to come to them.
Come on in here, guys. Let's fucking do this.
Gray isn't.
Doc?
Yeah, Doc probably would.
Okay, so Doc, Bofer, Ree, and what about you, Aurora? Are you smoking the halfling weed?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah. Give me,
I
all of you,
am.
give me a
Birthday.
Constitution saving throw, and Aurora, I get to say it again because it's technically a poison. Give it to me with advantage. Wow.
Shit.
Wow, fuck!
It ain't nothing.
What the fuck, Ree? Who's selling me this ditch weed? So...
Reggie.
This it's been in my pouch for a while, so
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like most of the fluff has fallen off of it. Doc, you get the best high out of it. For all intents and purposes, this is actually catnip. You see Doc's eyes go kind of wide as she lays back on the ground, and Doc, you see shadows jumping from fucking tree to tree, limb to limb for at least 20 minutes of paranoia as the shit show hits you. When it finally mellows off, man, those roasted nuts look real fucking good though, and you get hungry.
So-
Doc sits up and her eyes are fucking just bloodshot, and she's looking around like,
When she notices the roasted nuts, she'll like put both hands down and just like, because she's sitting crisscross applesauce, just like pick her butt up and just slowly scoot over until she gets over to it.
everybody else catches a very mellow, controllable buzz. Where
What about the druids?
Oh, good
does-
I was
question.
gonna ask that too.
Yep. Does Doc look like unhappy in any way, shape, or form? Like with this? Like, if she-
uncomfortable? No,
No,
not
like
anymore.
did it look like she was having a bad high?
Oh, good
At
question.
first, maybe when she saw the shadows, but she wouldn't have let on
Then-
too terribly much. It would have just been like,
Can I would like
see what she's
to, at
doing.
the beginning of this, roll an insight to see if I notice, or something that
Yeah,
whatever. If I
because
notice it's a bad high.
because you succeeded at your check, go ahead and give me an insight check. For the record, as far as the druids are concerned, yeah, one of them, he's just hanging out and buzzing with you guys. The other one has pressed himself up against the purple tree and is glancing around like somebody is coming to get him.
Well,
So
the
you
point is,
don't necessarily you're enjoying your own high, right? And as you kind of glance over at Doc, you realize that, and I'm assuming anyways, that she's probably thrown herself back onto the ground, which is when she doesn't want to be bothered. So, yes, you rolled a 6, and a 6 is not great, but you can tell that compared to the rest of the group, she's not doing as good as everybody else is.
I'm gonna try
if
to.
she's
Go ahead, Ken.
right, if I'm getting these, she's not doing good. What I want to do is kind of just move over to her and be like, "You okay?" And just kind of like, and she reaches out to like touch her, and she makes a gesture that she doesn't even realize. Hand goes a little bit green, and would lesser restoration to try and help her.
Fuck.
Killing your high.
Okay.
buzzkill.
I mean,
Buzzkill.
okay, all right. Hold on.
Removing
Wow.
poison.
Yeah.
What time
no,
is it right
that's-
now?
What time? It is about 6 or so in the afternoon.
By the way, the whole point of me having lesser restoration, by the way, was for fucking Meepo.
Good, as it should be. So as you get closer to Doc, like you kind of think like something's not right. Why did she flop down like that? She did the same thing with the Raven, and you get close to her and you see her eyes are bloodshot and she's darting around looking at the boughs of the tree above her. Just kind like you look up and you're like, there's nothing wrong with them. I don't know why she's freaking out so much. And then you realize, oh shit. And then your hunter sense picks up and you see her heartbeat is like as if she had just finished a marathon. She's freaking the fuck out. So you instinctually lay your hand on her. And as you do so, Doc, you feel the poison itself kind of fade from your mind. The poison being the freak out. And you immediately come to and kind of half sit up, and you see Aurora sitting in front of you with her hand on you, and as you do so, the shadows vanish. The high
she just says,
remains,
"Are you
and
okay?"
the euphoria sets in, and you begin to get the good high as she kind of cleanses the negativity from your mind.
in that case, after that happens, she'll sit up and then scoot to sit pretty close next to Aurora and just kind of make eye contact, nod, and then stay seated next to her.
And she'll just kind of do a small little smile.
Bofer's gonna go ahead and walk up to the druid that's doing okay,
Okay, yeah, you walk up to him. He's sitting there, and he's just like,
He's gonna sit right next to
"Hey
him.
man, where'd you get this halfling weed? This is, the Archdruid Nightbreeze. He outlawed this stuff, man. Did you know that he outlawed it?
No. Whoops.
Yeah.
Outlawed this or everything?
What?
Anything that affects the mind, I'm guessing.
Oh, no. I mean, there's a list. I mean, you can't snort crit. You can't smoke halfling weed. We can drink honey mead. Wait, what are you getting at? Wait, what do you got, man? Do you got manticore spines? What the fuck?
What are manticore spines?
Manticore spines.
He kind of looks around at you. He's like,
Doc's already shaking her head no.
you guys have never huffed manticore spine? You grind down manticore spines and you huff them?
You got
Oh,
anything
sh-
like that?
Oh shit! Didn't they say there's like manticores that like come down from the mountains?
That's what I'm
around
talking about, little goblin buddy. Beaufort, make a persuasion check. Not great. He goes.
One more six,
He
let's go.
he kind of looks at you and he goes, "No, buddy. I don't have manticore spines. There's a dude who I knew though, way up near the North Wardens. He had manticore spine dust, and don't tell Archdruid Nightbreeze, but I huffed it once." I huffed it once, and I pissed blood for 3 days. Oh, it was so funny.
Doc's like,
That's not
yeah,
funny at all.
that's
He
fine.
he glances at you, and you see these bloodshot ass eyes, and he goes, "No, it was funny. Well, I mean, I ate good berries. I was fine after that, but that's why we're not supposed to huff it, because it'll make you piss blood. Get it? Wait. What?
What?
Y'all taste these pecan pies? Man, these things are good.
Doc goes for her pecan
They're great.
pie.
Yeah.
I think Gray looked to the dot druid and go, "What's your name?"
He looks over at Gray, and he says, "What, man?
Who are you?
Why does it matter to you? Are you gonna... Oh, I see what you're gonna do.
Well, if we go north, we know we can use your name to guess.
No, you don't need to know my name, man. You just need to know his name. Are you trying to get some manticore spine?
Sure. No, what's his name?
Jorid. Jorrid. With one of those weird squiggly lines above the D. Jorid. You'll know his accent. He ain't from around here.
Tell you what, man. Kind of sounds like dear squiggly line.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, squiggly line in my eye.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, anyways, hey, thanks for the halfling weed, man. I'm gonna go grab my buddy though, cause he's
Yeah, he's freaking out over there.
he's having a very bad time. So
Is he a
I'm gonna,
first timer?
to be honest with you, maybe he's really young. The problem is he's only 13, so I probably shouldn't have done this. You know, humans, their years are just kind of crazy, right? Like, and you notice this guy's half elven, so he's probably like 30 or
no.
40.
I'm 12. It's fine. You're fine.
Kind of glances down at you. And
Maybe.
I wish I was a goblin.
Nah.
You people, not you people, not
What do
you
you mean,
people.
you people?
No, hold on, no, not you people. I meant like you people as a whole, though. All right, look, I'm gonna get my friend in bounce. Y'all enjoy the pecan pie.
I think
And,
pecan pie is delicious.
Tell Jorid that Maxwell says, "What's up?"
Well, it was good to meet you, Maxwell.
Who's Maxwell? He turns and he walks towards the guy at the tree.
So enigmatic.
While that's happening, Aurora is, sitting right near Doc and was keeping an eye on her. And she's enjoying the high because she absolutely sure as fuck did not partake last time. And she's going to, you did a pretty good job killing me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did.
You were good.
I reverse surgeon you.
And she was gonna be all serious as she could. She doesn't lose it. And
No, I was training in
she now
promising
has
those terms.
she now has a cute little halfling laugh too. It's so bad.
In all seriousness, just for the record, even though you didn't threaten me at all in your last form, I didn't feel threatened. I did not enjoy having to kill you. But I knew that you were coming back, so it made it easier to do.
I mean, I definitely did threaten you though, like a lot.
No, you threatened me, but you didn't threaten me.
You threatened me too.
Oh no, dwarf! If I didn't threaten
Me too.
you, if I was gonna kill you, dwarf, you'd be very dead. I know all of your weak spots.
I actually
All of
don't think
them.
you actually threatened me, which is nice.
Oh no, I like you.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
I think Aurora likes me, but I don't think that whatever liked me.
You know, the thing with you, Doc,
Yeah.
is that you pretend to be an idiot.
But you're not. You are a smart bitch.
You pretend. And that's... What am I gonna do with that? You're smarter than that. You're smarter than that. It's obvious.
Yeah. Well, it definitely annoyed the shit out of you, didn't it?
Bofer's gonna take a drag.
Yeah,
use-
I absolutely thought about cutting off your tail and using it to clean up the mess that the dwarf made, but you know, we didn't go there. Now we're all friends now, and I'm a protector and shit. Because you chose a good name.
We did. We picked a good name. It made sense.
Okay, and did you see this necklace? And she starts to show it to you, and it gets caught on the chain. She coughs a little bit, and then pulls it back a little bit to show you.
About this time, you guys realize that Gray pulls out this crazy-ass looking book that has very clearly been bound in some sort of dehydrated flesh and lays it out in front of him. And as he does so, he begins to draw a circle around himself and the book and begins to mutter incantations and flash signs at the book.
Bofer's gonna take a drag. What is that? What are you doing?
Some light reading.
Hey, remember what I said earlier?
Yeah, I'll cast the other spell again.
Okay.
What is that?
Okay,
book.
so you stop your ritual and you slap
Do
on
if I
the
stop if I talk?
Yeah, it's a verbal. You've got to cast. It's got verbal components, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
So if you break your verbal components, you end the ritual, and
okay,
you
in
cannot
that case, I'll
cast a
just
ritual
cast it.
and cast a spell at the same exact time. So, or a
Yeah.
cantrip for that matter. So you slap.
I
You
meant when I was done, but yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. What was it?
He's doing it news.
Oh,
I
when
meant
you
I was
were
gonna cast it when I was done with.
understood. Okay. So yes. So if you speak though, your ritual stops. Like, a ritual is a big thing. It is a big, over-the-top, thing.
I didn't know that. My bad. I guess I'll just use a spell slot then, because I ruined my ritual.
Okay. So, with that, Gray kind of, looks around, and then he mutters an incantation, slaps the war drum again. You guys see his eyes glow blue for just a second, but then it fades, and you see nothing different, and then he begins to flip through the book.
And the book looks different now?
Yeah, he'll slam on the drum again.
Yes. Yep. So yes, the you see it. It is disgusting and gaunt and stretched in some sort of dehydrated flesh. But as he slaps the drum, you see it shift to that of what would appear to be like a wizard spellbook.
Oh, that looks nice now.
It'll be a library book.
That looked trippy.
It's just the weed.
Yeah, it's probably just the drugs. Got me all hallucinating.
All right. So, does anybody else want to do anything, any other role play, anything else that we want to continue for the rest of what is this evening?
Ree would probably just like fall asleep next to the fire after like a little while, and that's about it.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
Aurora is not going to fall asleep like near them. As she starts to like sober up, she's going to, and as the others kind of fall asleep, she's going to quietly get up and like go kind of into the tree line a little bit and just sit and kind of process and get used to the new body and like just she held it together for the day.
Sure.
She tried, but like there's bound to be a little bit of a freak out coming from the, half orc to halfling, so she's gonna do that. In the woods away from them.
Okay.
And she's gonna try and do it after they fall asleep.
Understood. Give me a survival check. This is not about you attempting to survive in the tree line. This is about you attempting to survive in a body that you have never known before.
I'm a
23.
survivalist.
You are very fucking good at what you do. So as you sit down and you start to, you look yourself over, you pull your clothes open, you look down at your breasts, you pop your pants open and you go, what the fuck are these legs? Why are my my toe knuckles hairy? This is all crazy. You look at the
why am I not green or gray?
Right.
Why am I not green?
Yes, everything. You begin to you pull hair out of your head to meticulously look at it, and you do feel yourself having a minor freak out. But before you get to the point that would push you over the edge, your survivalist, your instinct, your very deep-rooted instinct that is at the soul of your being takes over, and you overcome it. You overcome what would be a descent into madness, and instead you rise above that, and you feel that positivity within yourself as you begin to try to develop and discern who the hell you actually are and what you are for the evening. I would assume, right? You're going to kind of hang out here?
Yeah.
Okay. And that doesn't mean, by the way, that this is not a night that is without tears or angry screams or what the fuck is going on. But as you kind of go, look, I have two choices. I can either die right now and be one with the earth again, or I can overcome that and rise above and be what I am now. You successfully, with that survival check, overcome that.
And they gave her a name of significance, and that she's always been names are roles, and she has a role now, a direction.
And that's part of the
lives to protect.
Right, and that's part of the existential crisis that Aurora is having right now, right? She existed as somebody who literally was born into nothingness, had nothing, not even a name. She was a tool for somebody else's purpose. And now, these people who came out of nowhere, for no reason whatsoever, watched her die by their own hands because of choices she made, and then said, you know what? Fuck everything you know. We gift you your name. We need you. And something about that, is just... fuck, even me as the DM, I'm like, how do you even process that, right? Okay. Bofer, Doc, Gray. God, I'm calling everybody else by their fucking names except Lucy over here. I'm like, Lucius! No. Does anybody else have anything for the evening that they would like to do or accomplish?
Nope.
No.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, everybody has rested for the night. You all awake. It is Wednesday, the morning of the 11th of Mugem. It's about 9 a.m. You all sleep in pretty good because, to be quite honest with you, that was 100% an indica blend, which means that you got good sleep. The halfling Yeah, and of course Gray is up like 3 hours earlier, like practicing his drum beats on the new war drum.
Going through this.
going through the motions. Are you going through the book again in the morning, Lucy?
Yeah, this time I will use a ritual because there's no one else awake.
Nobody to fuck you up. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue to go through the book. It's becoming more understandable, but there's still so much language in it that you don't comprehend that it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But you're starting to get it. You're starting to understand it. What you do, because this has been like 3 or 4 days now that you... no, it's actually only been 2 days, but it's been 3 or 4 times that you've opened it and looked at it. What you do understand... Actually, you know what? Hang on. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Let's see how much info I can give you here. Oh, fuck. That's not bad.
I was really
So-
scared because it was just about to be a 3 and then it rolled over.
I wish I could see your guys' dice. It's so funny. All I ever hear is the... And then that's it. It's
That's
like
what
you
you
guys
see
all get
here.
to see your stuff. So, what you understand from what you have read from this book so far is that if it was necessary, you could tear a page out of this book and use it as a scroll, but that scroll would more than likely disintegrate in your hands after it used the magic within it.
Okay. Any
But-
of, like, is there specific spells this will work with, or?
The way that you have understood the language, because you've read through the entirety of the book at least twice now, right? With the time that you've invested in it. What you keep seeing in it, though, is that somebody tried to inscribe these as spell scrolls, and then either stopped or something was altered within the arcane text, and it was like, okay, no, these are actually a spell book, just memorize this bit of text. But you know, being an arcane specialist, that if you were to read just a little bit further, you could tear a page out and just boom, blow the whole thing off as a one-shot scroll. Maybe there might be a chance that it fails if you can't read it correctly, but it is possibly there for you to make happen. Do with that what you will.
I'm guessing I can't do things of higher level than what I can.
You absolutely can. If you were given a scroll of wish right now, you at level 5 could absolutely 100% try to cast it, but good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Because there is a roll that is against it, and it has to do with how proficient you are and what level you are. But yeah, and just for anybody, by the way, anybody, including Ree and Doc and Kat, can read any scroll of any level of any class. But there is a distinct chance that it fails, and if it doesn't fail, then it could succeed. And if it does fail, there's also a chance it could backlash, and backlash is no bueno.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
That's fair.
right, exactly, right?
Fair.
Because she attempted to revivify the dwarf, and there was a very good chance it succeeded. The dice said, "Go fuck yourself," and that was that.
The dice said, I don't use magic, even scrolls. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what the fuck
I
is
don't
this
know what-
jibba jabba? I pity
Yeah, I
the
don't know
fool.
why the priest was like, this is for me. Like, that's no.
So as you guys awake in the morning, there are the fire is smoldering. There are a collective of druids around you who begin to provide you with water, warm goblets of milk, wooden goblets, by the way, of milk, honey with bread and different seasoned nuts that you can sprinkle over the top of it. You guys are all provided with food for at least a half of a day. You prepare your spells. Anybody who needs to prepare spells, do so. Refresh your spell slots. And what would you guys like to do?
Head east.
Oh, yeah, so it's
I'm gonna go ahead and look
missing,
at the group. It's time. It looks like we should probably head east now.
Just so I'm continuing to understand, Beaufort, you are still casting your Forge's Blessing on Doc's armor. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, thank you. All right, so as you guys begin to head towards the eastern portion of the grove, which is on our map here, over here, you guys get to that point, and flying out of one of the trees and landing in front of you is a large hawk. As it hits the ground, you hear again the sound of snapping and crack, like it's almost like you hit somebody with a club and it broke their femur. Just the raw snapping of bones as this figure begins to very rapidly grow into the size of an elven man, and then takes form as the beak shifts back into a mouth. You see the familiar form of Archdruid Nightbreeze, and he looks out at the lot of you, all dressed in your battle rattle. He says, so, I assume you enjoyed yourselves last night? Is that correct?
Yeah, we had a good time. Not gonna lie, man, that sounds awful when you do that. Does that hurt?
He kind of glances at you awkwardly and says, what, my speaking voice is terrible to you?
No.
I think the transformation is what she's referring to.
Yeah, no, your voice is smooth as butter. No, I'm talking about your transforming from a fucking bird to an elf and then back again. It sounds terrible. It's like bones cracking and God.
Well,
you all right?
No, yes. You're right. I apologize. It's been many years since I've heard it for the first time myself. Yes, the shape-shifting transformation of druids of the Circle of the Moon is quite horrendous to those who are not used to it, quite frankly. It does not hurt me, but it is a necessity of my transmogrification capabilities, so...
Alright.
If you'd like to learn someday, we'd be more than happy to teach you, Ree.
Oh yeah, I mean sure. If you got the time, sure. I might be interested in turning into something that's pretty cool.
Ree, the druids of the Circle of the Moon have literally nothing but time. You come see us when you're ready.
Alright. Yeah, maybe I will.
Right, so, as for the rest of you, everybody slept well, your bellies are full, and it looks like, oh my goodness, Aurora. They have done some work on you, have they not? Right, so...
I feel more like myself, I guess. The best way to put it.
It's understood. There's always been a deep struggle within you between right and wrong, and unfortunately your former masters have kept you held down for so many years. And now, you've been freed. The chains have been broken. The shackles have been unlocked. And look at you. You're gorgeous.
No.
Beaufort, I'm gonna smack you. You take that fucking inspiration back. You're done. He says, I will provide you for a way to the Eastern Wardens, if you would not mind. And as soon as you have any information, the Grove will see you back to our humble abode.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Just make sure that you go wherever you go, meaning if you travel outside of the Grove or back, that you find the path that the East Wardens would take straight to the Central Grove, and we will see that you come here. Right. Well, with that being said, he snaps his fingers and he lays his hand down upon the ground, and you hear this soft kind of like in the ground as the ground itself raises up and ripples across the plains in front of you until it hits the tree line. And you see the trees, which are very, very dense, split and begin to move to the side as they welcome you into them. God, that sounds much worse than I actually intended. And Seru is like, oh yeah.
Get in there.
So, do you enter?
Yeah, I would think as
All
long as
in.
everybody's ready, I'd kind of look around, make sure, and then I would I'd be like, okay, Ree, after you.
Okay.
All
And
right.
Aurora's going to go to her familiar-ish spot in the back of the party and then realize that she can't see over them anymore, which is a little weird.
So the
Now, little guy to the front.
So the interesting God damn it, Lucy. So the interesting thing about not being able to see over people is that as you begin to, especially with your Hawkeye, hyper focus on the people in front of you, you begin to see opportunities to the right, to the left, underneath, and hook shots that could potentially happen up and around shoulders. You feel like your focus is not hampered by your height, though time and fate will tell. It is something almost of instinct that clicks with you, like, I can find the shot if it needs to happen.
Well, she kind of smiles as she feels that instinct. The other thing is that she moves slower now.
Yes, she does, very much.
My legs are a lot shorter now.
So all you tall bastards, including the barbarian who moves super fucking fast, are hoofing it through the woods to the east. And you realize after a while that there is this huffing and puffing behind you, and as you turn, Aurora is very desperately attempting to keep up with the lot of you.
Before we leave, Gray would cast a message to Archdruid and say, like, we'll cast the cantrip message, and he'll say, well, whisper, I guess. You might want to visit a man named Jorid and ask about manticores and spines. Tell him Maxwell sent you, and then leave.
Oh man, Gray the bus driver.
So as you guys are entering the woods,
This is causing trouble, and Gray loves it.
Gray turns around, pulls his drum out, slaps it, makes an arcane motion, and whispers a couple of syllables, as it is a verbal material and somatic spell. And as he does so, he holds his hands over his mouth and whispers something that nobody else can hear. But you see Archdruid Nightbreeze kind of smile and nod into the tree line, and then turn around and walk away. Okay, so
Wagons east.
you continue to head east. Whoever is leading, please give me a survival check.
I guess that's me, right?
I would assume it's you because, you know, barbarians.
Yeah.
I don't know why a barbarian would lead us into the forest.
Because natural 20, that's why.
Oh my God.
Fuck!
That's a good reason, yeah.
Alright, well,
That's why you follow me.
fuck anything I had along the way. You dodge everything. Yeah, no, you make it due east. You guys, it does take about 2 hours to get. Actually, fuck with a nat 20. No, it takes you like an hour. Ree is like on the path, and as Ree is hoofing it through the woods, you see the trees literally as you are running at them just bend out of the way to allow. Physically, all of you are like, maybe it's a hallucination. No, the trees know that there is a path this bitch needs to get to, and they are getting her to it. And sure as shit, they bend out of the way. The grass parts like the Red Sea. This is like Moses level shit.
Fuck, maybe I am a druid.
Okay, so about 11 a.m. You guys arrive in what you believe is the clearing of the Eastern Wardens. The Breaker of Chains and the Bender of Tree. Oh, shit. Tree Bender. I like it.
Tree bender.
It's like Avatar.
Welcome to
Last
Avatar.
Airbender.
That's what I was thinking, right? Like, she just goes, and then throws her hands out, and the trees are like, ah, get out of the way.
Azeroth Mentry on Synthos.
All right. So, as you guys get to what you assume is, it's the first clearing you've seen in an hour, and Ree has been running you the whole way. Actually, as you are running this whole way, Aurora, can I please have a Constitution saving throw versus exhaustion?
Yep. She's not gonna say a word of complaints, even if she is exhausted at this.
Little guy's all tuckered out.
You guys sleep so
Oh
good
shit!
tonight.
No, she's not. With a 19, she's doing just fucking fine. You keep these fools have no idea how high you can fly. Michael Scott. I made Candace spit.
You know what? It's not a whole lot different, especially since the trees are parting. It's not that different than doing our long movements through the plains.
No, it's really not. I mean,
We did
it
this-
really
yeah.
does. And you're right. I mean, truly, it feels like you are sprinting through the plains. It's no big deal. So you guys arrive at what you assume is this Eastern Warden's camp. When you get here, there are probably 5 or 6 tents and lean-tos, all of which have been completely torn down. There are pools of what appear to be dried crimson material lying everywhere within this 30-ish foot circle. There are arrows which are penetrating every single one of these downed tents, and some arrows that are also sticking to trees. What do you do?
Honestly, I'd probably start preparing for a fight and just start looking around to see if I can catch a glimpse of anything.
Can you explain more about preparing for a fight? That's kind of vague depending on your class or person.
Preparing to, I mean, like having my weapons out, preparing to.
Which weapons?
My short sword and my sickle.
Okay, you pull your short sword and your sickle out and you start to look around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ree definitely has her shield and Morningstar out.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my my shield and my weapon.
Excellent. Gray, give me an investigation check, please. This is for passive investigation.
Okay. Investigation. I got an apple.
Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Oh no.
I rolled 3 natural 20s last time. It was bound to
That's
happen.
fair. You know what? You're right. You're right. When it actually matters for information, go
Sounds
fuck
like me.
yourself.
4 net 1.
Gray is so taken aback. Yeah, you're fucking 4 net. Okay, so disregard that. So you guys everybody draws weapons. Everybody starts to look around like, what the fuck?
I do not
Sorry, go ahead.
want to draw a weapon.
Okay, understood.
As I see the arrows, her Hawkeye's going to like flash for a second, and I would use awareness.
Ooh, shit. Okay. Give me one moment, please.
Yep.
I love when you guys use abilities. I have to like not look up the ability, but look up like what do I need to know about this ability. Okay. All right, so you burn a ranger spell slot. So go ahead and mark
I'm
that
going-
off. And
Yep,
then,
I'm starting a first level, of course.
yes, so it is within 1 mile.
Yep.
Or 6 miles if you're unfavored. So you are not on favored terrain. So within 1 mile. Okay, so you guys see Aurora stop. She doesn't even pull the bow out. It's not out. There's not an arrow in her hand. She begins to look around, and you see her hawk eye, literally begin glowing yellow as she looks up, down, left, right, behind her. Her head almost turns on an owl-like 360 as she spins it all the way around and then brings it back quickly. You sense Fae. You sense fiends within 1 mile of you, 100%. Very strong sensation on both of those.
Yep. And she's going to, like, as she's doing that, she's just gonna say, "There's Fae. There's fiends. Don't know where."
Lucy, go
and
ahead.
It's like as
Sorry.
she's processing.
Hey, I don't know if it's the spell or not, but does Gray count as a celestial? This is just me being curious.
Nope, you do not count it. Nope, you are humanoid. Yep, any playable race is considered humanoid. You would have to be a monster race, quote unquote, to be anything but that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I was just curious.
No, that's a
Keep
very
on
good
your
question.
guard. Look for any dead bodies.
Yeah, you said there was blood all over like the lean-tos and whatnot.
Shitloads of blood. Yes, there are blood puddles everywhere around these. And mind you, there's only like 5 or 6 that you see here, the lean-tos and the tents, but they are all collapsed. There is blood and arrows sticking out of every which fucking way.
Are there any animals around that I can?
Give me one moment. I'm going to start with Bofer and
Okay.
Ree both said that they were going to be investigating blood, so both of you give me a nature check, please.
Oh, I was looking for dead bodies.
Oh, bodies? Okay, disregard. Don't give me shit then.
Yeah, I suppose I was trying to see if they're actually. Well, no, I would be actually looking into like the tent or the lean-to, see what's actually in there.
Okay, yeah, so give me a nature check, Ree. Bofer, give me an investigation check. Nah, you're not. There is so much chaos here that both of you are kind of taken aback. Also, Ree was leading you very fast, and you are still trying to catch your breath. Okay, I'm sorry, Doc, what were you trying to do?
Looking around to see if there's any, because I knew that there were animal messengers that were sent up here, so I want to see if there are bodies of them or if they're currently hiding. You know, I'm trying to see if I can spot any of them.
Give me a perception check, please.
An 11.
An 11. So, you, as you're kind of glancing around, you do notice that there is the corpse, potentially, something brown furred is laying about 20 yards into the circle that you guys are in right now. I'm sorry, past the circle that you guys are in right now. There is something brown furred lying there.
Oh no. I'll point it out. I'll quietly point it out to the group. I wonder if that was one of the messengers.
Where was it?
I'll point the squirrel.
Yeah, you point, and there's some sort of brown furred creature lying lifeless about 20 yards past the circle that you guys are currently in right now.
I would like to try and piece together what happened in the scene, investigate the blood. Like, I want to try and
Okay.
piece together what happened, basically.
Sure. Why don't we start with this?
Yeah,
Why
I
don't?
wanna.
Okay. So Lucy, what are you doing? What is your specific action?
I think he would also try and do that, except I don't know if any of you have played like the Batman games, but like I guess he'd try and go through like claws on the tent marks,
Yes.
you know, everything that's gone through and try and piece together what happened, scene to scene.
Okay. So Lucy, give me an investigation check. Kat, give me a nature check.
Okay. I would like to use my inspiration and
Fuck
kind
yeah.
of manifest that in character as like she's still in that kind of hunter hawk focus.
Yes. Yep. 100%. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
For a fun effect, I want to use minor illusion to kind of like piece the scenes together visually.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, we got some high fucking rolls here. So let's start with Lucy. So Lucy, as you begin to walk around the camp and you're kind of like glancing up and down and around left, right, you begin to slap the drum. And as you do so, you begin to conjure these illusions. And you see the illusions manifest themselves as arrows flying in from outside of this circle, which has been padded down and obviously what's the word? I want to say habitated, but habitated isn't the right word. It's been
Inhabited.
Inhabited. Thank you. Habitated. Oh God, that's
Twitter
disgusting. So you see these arrows flying in from all directions. As you begin to touch and look at these arrows, you realize that they are absolutely 100%, without a doubt, goblin-made arrows. Lucy, that is your information. Kat, as you begin to go about your business, looking at the blood and with your hyper-focused hawk eye, you begin to look here, there, left, right, up, down, with Gray's assistance as he is creating these illusions, showing the arrows and their trajectory as they're flying in and hitting things. You see that the blood is only a couple days old at best. The chunks of flesh that you find attached to the arrows that are currently sticking out of trees, tents, and lean-tos and the ground appear to be elven, human, and turtle. You see no other flesh here.
She's going to relay it in the same kind of like staccato rhythm as she's like picking up on things. Same way she did with the other, like with the Fae and the Fiends information.
She said that these are goblin arrows.
Yes.
Oh, Gray had the goblin arrows.
Oh, Gray had the goblin arrows.
Yep. Yeah. So for me, it's the blood's fresh, couple days old at most. Is gonna like touch an arrow, kind of like take a piece of flesh off of it, rub it between her fingers, drop it. Human. Smell elven. And that one takes her a split second. Turtle. Drop it aside. So it's creepy as fuck, especially from the 2'9" halfling.
Cat, make a perception check for me, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Lucy.
Kind of mimicking Aurora now. He's going to pick up the arrows and go goblin, and then toss them.
And as you do so, your minor illusions create like these goofy little like cartoon characters. I mean, it's a cantrip. It's not, there's not much to it. But as you do so,
I think you do it anyway.
The trajectory is still so fucking spot on with where your check was. But it's it's silly. Okay, with a 13, the only other thing that as you are picking up these arrows, as you're pulling them out of where they're at and looking at them, the flesh that you find has one thing that is odd about them that you've never seen before. And that is that the veins that are in the pieces of flesh that have been shot out of whatever creatures came out of, that they came out of are purple and very slightly glowing.
So as she's doing the flesh thing, then she's going to she's going to take a bigger piece of meat, for lack of a better descriptor, and then she's going to start to rouse off, and then she'll stop. She'll turn it. Her eye's going to glow for a second, and then she's going to be like, Doc? And she's going to shove the piece of humanoid flesh at you.
Yep, that's gross.
Give me a medicine check, Doc.
Okay. Finally, a 20.
It very clearly has the veins are purple, which is not normal. And as you kind of cuff them to your eyes, you see that they are indeed emanating a very, if you were to light a match and reduce the amount of light a match produces by 75%, they are exuding that much light. Something is not fucking right about... Yeah, they're turning down the gamma. There's something not right about these veins.
Is that... Oh. This is glowing. She'll kind of look at it. It's glowing.
Yeah, you see it. You see it too.
Yeah, and
wasn't sure if it was halfling eyes.
No, it's no. Your
Does that,
halfling eyes are working just right.
Does that remind you of anything from
Could it be the Fae or the Fiends?
Would I have any inkling of that?
Make an Arcana check.
A 5.
Nothing with your knowledge or your history rings a bell as far as why the fuck this would be what it is. But it is 100% an oddity compared to what you have seen in your medical profession.
Your guess is as good as mine, but I never worked on Fae or Fiends. I can't really have an opinion on that. Definitely not humanoid.
I think if we don't have anything else, I don't like this area. This has already been ambushed once. I think we should probably get out of here.
Are there
Okay.
any? Would we be able to see if there's any trails, any footprints
Fuck
leading in direction?
yes, absolutely, 100%. Give me a survival check
Okay.
with
I don't know.
advantage.
Gray's kind of done a lot, so I don't know if he'll let me. But can Gray like see if there are anything keeping eyes on the area?
Okay, first of all, what the fuck, Ree?
Right?
I'm sorry, Lucy. That caught me. A 5 and a 6
Yeah.
caught me so fucking off guard. What was your question?
I asked if they might have like left scouts or something to keep an eye on the area because they clearly they.
Give me a
messengers
perception.
have-
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. It's an 11.
Okay. Here's what I'll give you, shit rollers.
Seriously.
As Ree begins to kind of like scout the exterior of this inner circle, right, which is the Eastern Warden's camp, Gray notices something about 80 meters into the tree line, calls it out, and at that point, Ree kind of hyper focuses and begins to bolt north. As, holy shit, there is a small path here. This is where they're going.
I would probably
Not necessarily bolt without everybody behind you, but like, hey, this is it right here. Like, that is the focus fire. Like, hey, you see something, boom, something went running to the north, too fast for anybody to take pot shots at or do any crazy shit at. But you all now see that there is clearly a trail, a very small trail, that the trees are not moving out of the way of, that the grass is not parting for, to the north, that you see blood leading towards and drag marks.
I suppose, yeah, if Ree was had that drawn to her attention, that yeah, she probably would just like start running and bolt in that direction. Yeah, it's like and start running. I also imagine like her like hustling so much to get out here, like she's all out of breath and like looking for things. Look at what's over here. Oh fuck, I'm so out of breath. I can't investigate very well. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, she's making her way
Oh shit.
to whatever that was.
Are there any animals in the area that are like living? Any like bird, squirrel, any animal sounds?
Give me a nature check.
Wonderful.
Fucking Ree. Holy
Not
fuck.
when I wanted to use that, but like, okay.
You are 100% certain that there are no living animals, beasts, within any distance of you. There is absolutely 100% at least 5 dead small mammals within this vicinity as you begin to scope them out. You see the one that Doc was pointing at earlier and another 4, 3 of which are I'm sorry, they're not, birds are not mammals, right? No, I don't think birds are mammals.
No.
They're avians,
They're
right?
not.
They're avians,
Yep.
yeah. So you see 3 birds and 2 dead squirrels, we'll say.
Those poor elven squirrels.
Forever
Sorry,
traumatized.
I couldn't.
Forever
I couldn't do
too
that.
soon. Num nums.
Yeah, she's still like her eyes just continuing to go through all of this, and she's just barking out these facts. That there's no animals. There's the squirrel by the tree, bird, like just rapid fire.
And at this point, you guys hear Ree bolting north through the brush and the brambles. And as that happens, we're going to go ahead and end here for tonight because it is already 10:14. So we'll go ahead and stop here for tonight, and we'll pick up with session number 28
28, yeah.
tomorrow. I almost said tomorrow. I'm giving myself a heart attack here.
Oh hell yeah!
Nah, settle down, Lucy.
D&D every day.
You got Africa shit to do. I know.
We've been doing
man.
this for half a year.
I was gonna say, you know, it's funny. Like every time we play, I'm like, man, I could go another hour with what content we have with what you guys give me. But yeah, I understand.
After session 26, we've been doing this for half a year.
fuck, man?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. And what did I say in the beginning? Well, guys, don't worry. This is just going to be a one-shot. Everyone's going to have fun, and we're going to get to level
4 or
3.
5.
And here I am sweating, like, weekly, like, I got to upgrade my roll 20. I got to get... Actually, that reminds me. Next week, we're going to have token icons as the new upgrade. So you know how, like, roll 20 gives you, like, the status effect things that you can put on any given token that are, like, just the generic ones that don't mean anything? No, I found a guy who does really awesome ones. It's only going to cost me $5, and it's every 5th edition thing. And if you highlight it as your character, like in roll 20, it will tell you what your status condition is. On top of a specialized icon, and they make sense, which is fucking awesome. I'll never have to think about it again, and that makes my life so much easier. Okay. Yes, go ahead. Yes, Kat.
I don't know if that's actually my token on the map, but if it is, I can't move myself at all or highlight or have any information about that.
Yeah. Nope, you guys were not meant to do. You guys were not meant to do this. This was just me copying and pasting your minis from one of my folders, just so you knew where you were at when we started the game tonight.
This was.
Wasn't sure because of the change if something had glitched on my side of things. So.
Yep, this was 3 hours of theater of the mind.
Yeah, I mean, really, and it was awesome. And this is officially, I think, 4 weeks of nothing but nonstop roleplay, which is awesome. So,
I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, you guys, this is kick-ass. Okay, we'll see you next week though.
Thanks,
for
guys.
for our next game. So until then, take care of yourselves. If you guys need anything from me through the week, just send me a message. You know how to reach me. So.
What did y'all think of my map?
I loved your map. Honestly, I fucking loved your map. I thought that you had such a unique take on how the characters could be separated from the rest of your continent or world. I don't know how how big the world goes, but at least that continent, like knowing if you go this direction, you're fucked. If you go this direction, you're safe. If you go this direction, well, there's a 50-50 shot that you're fucked or safe. What a cool... I mean, I've never even thought about that. I've never thought about separating my world based on that level of, no, this is a definitive boundary.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, it reminded me very much of like Game of Thrones, old school, hey, here's the wall. And if you go past the wall, well, you know what you're getting your shit into.
Yeah.
I loved it,
it's kind
honestly.
of like the whole, you need to explore and find, the dangers in that.
Exactly. Right, yeah. Go out there and explore. And the fact that people know that there are monsters out there and they can go explore them. Dude, Lucy, I mean, that's fucking genius.
I just can't believe we've been doing this for 7 months. Almost 7 months.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
I honestly, Works cooperated for all except for, 1 week, and that, to think about is just weird.
But it has helped. I mean, it has made for the story itself, right?
Yeah,
to become so fruitful.
Every single absence.
Literally, every single fucking time. There has been, and I bitch about it off stream because I am a planner, right? So I do all of my planning hardcore. And I plan, like tomorrow morning, I'm going to do probably 4 or 5 hours of planning for next session. And there's a good chance that it will get fucked because, players. But
yeah, that's right.
Fuck your plans.
What?
Sarah did a guide the raid.
Oh, did he? Okay, who are we doing? Rocker Joe. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. Sorry, I got stream still going here.
Yeah, there was me where I was late and I was poisoned for the first 40 minutes. There was Lucy where he got arrow dimension doored.
Yeah. And that you getting an arrow to the neck has led to so much dynamic stuff. It's been good. I think the only answer is to put another arrow in your neck because it just leads to great things.
Won't be a neck this time. It'll be something much worse.
For sure.
You're right. That means the army
me.
can only be better, and then we won't have to worry about any problems with you and your girlfriend. Just saying.
Yo, D-Mac, thank you so much. Biddy, my friend, hell yeah.
You talking about Ree?
It's a good place to learn Twitch.
100%.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah. Wait, what happened? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Oh, man. We shared a nice bath time.
We got you, lady. We got you.
Oh, that one, yeah. Poor
Thank you so
Ree.
much for the 13 biddies, D-Mac. Hell yeah.
We would enjoy that.